Yo, how you girl? This LadyChann rep nonetheless. Can you guys hear me? Chickadee check 1, 2. Can you hear me? Oh, good. Okay, don't. 1 second. Let me get it over here. Un momento. Okay, don't. Okay. Okay. I'm reloaded. Shani is reloaded. Welcome to Come Box. Why is this lappy deciding to an error has occurred? Playback. What's the fucking error over here? There should be no error. One sec, guys. What's the fucking error? Just fucking play. One sec, guys. What's the update needed over here? Some kind of update needed. As usual, technology pisses me off. Relaunch to update Chrome. Just update it. It's whatever the weather. I'll be competitor, whatever. Okay, so I need to put the what the banner's going to be. We've got the ticker going across because the ticker is the boss. Then, one sec, guys. Edit. That's all I need to do. Jeez. Makes my life so difficult. The weekly wrap-up show. The weekly wrap-up. So blind now. That's what's happened. Wrap-up show. Let me relaunch Chrome because there's some update that needs to be done. It's always something, okay? Joshua interim Chocolatito MasterCard. Joshua interim. Hope you guys have days been all jolly and well. Okay, one sec. Let that do what it's doing. Joshua interim chocolate. Chocolatito masterclass. Where's Wilder? Like, where's Wally? Where's Waldorf? Where's Wilder? Save. Show. Okie dokes. Chocolatito masterclass. Make sure it's all spelt correct. Okay. Where's the lippy? Wouldn't be me without putting on the lippy. It was on before, it just came off. All right. Nice chocolatey brown to match Chocolatito. And then I will also put the link in the chat. Excuse me for my crusty throat. Link in the chat. Pin it. Pin it, pin it, pin it. Where am I? Am I there? Hang on, I should be appearing on here. Yeah, there I am. Pin massage. Okay. Let me see if I can hear myself. Check, check. Yeah, I can. Yes, I can. Okay. Get this out of the way. Pens here. All right, let's shout out people who's there in the build dizzying. We got Lisa Bales in the build dizzying. AJ All Day in the build dizzying. Sawab is in the build dizzying. Yes, Slim Reaper in the build to the dizzying. Uh, you have to walk your dog, but you'll make it a short walk because I want to see the CHANN show tonight. Coolio. All right. I'm introducing, introducing, introducing Kenny Ken. Ding, 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 ding. What up,
How are
though?
you?
I'm
How's
all
everything?
right. Not too
How's
bad.
everything? It's been.
Not too
It
bad.
was apart from the zone show. It was pretty quiet domestically for boxing, don't you think?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a just the DAZN show was really the shout, I guess, to be honest. But there's other things like Jack Catterall's, I mean, like Josh Taylor still coming out and defiantly thinking he still won.
Mm.
It's fucking ridiculous.
We're hearing a lot from Croydon's finest, Sonny Edwards. We're hearing a lot from him.
He's the one that's caught. He said he wanted to be the replacement. What did he? He's been the mouthy one. What has he been saying?
Well, he basically said he wanted to. He says he's the best super flyweight in the world, and that that he could now he's with Pro Bellum. He should be further down the line fighting fighters like you know Gonzalez and all those sort of fighters. To be honest,
Yeah,
I do rate Sonny Edwards extremely highly. He's an excellent defensive boxer, got good speed, but
he
you
ain't
know what they
beating
say,
Chop though.
what they say is that in terms of like knockout rate, it's not the greatest, but he's got his tremendous skills, very quick.
Yeah,
But he does hold a title, and further down the line, he should be getting these big fights further down the line.
yeah, he should do. If Eddie can, who is he under? Is he Matchroom?
No, he's with Pybellum. He was
Oh,
with Frank Warren, but
he's with
he's
Warren.
signed with Pybellum. So instead, because I think he felt that Eddie Hearn was blocking his career, wouldn't let his fighters fight Sonny Edwards. Sonny Edwards, there was rumours. I don't know if he confirmed it that what
Yeah,
Eddie Hearn does. He likes to sign fighters who are threats to his pets to the extent that
yeah,
literally he'll feed his pets to those fighters, and then he's sometimes Eddie Hearn signs the pets plus he signs their competitions in order that they
yeah. So he's got
actually
them under one stable.
yeah Dillian
Yeah,
White.
Dillian White, also Baumgardner
Yeah,
with Terry Harper.
yeah. So
He
and
signed Baumgardner.
that's why I was saying that I was begging for Kell Brook not to go anywhere near Eddie Hearn. Not he 5 or
Well,
6 years ago, he was the main man, but now
yeah,
he's just the opponent for Conor Benn. He's just
I
there
know,
for Conor Benn to
I
beat
know,
up.
I
That's why
know,
I said,
I
"Don't do
know.
it."
Yeah, he should
I
just
did
stay
Mr. Pads.
freelance.
Yeah, or
What's
stay
up,
with
Mr.
Sky.
Pads? He should just stay freelance, Kell Brook. Really,
Don't go with Eddie.
ain't it?
Or ask Eddie for money that he can't afford to give you.
Well, he has. He's asked for 10 milli.
Good.
And Eddie was like, he wanted to give him 9 milli.
Yeah. Ask for ask for ask for money that Eddie can't afford. Because if you sign with Eddie, one, you may not get all your money. Two, most importantly, you're just there to get beaten up by Conor Benn. I'm
And that's
sorry,
still a
but
50-50 fight.
it's a 50-50 fight. But Eddie only signs like threats to his stars in order that
Yeah,
they get loose, and
like,
then all of a sudden Eddie loses their numbers.
yeah, yeah. He does. He gets his stars into big upsets. They get upset. And then he signs the people that upset his star.
Mm.
Good business move. Can't blame it. We've got Silvestri in the build, Dizzin. A Obs in the build, Dizzin. Right, we've got a couple more people to introduce, Kenny Ken. So
Right.
let's get the ball rolling. I'm introducing, introducing, introducing Queen Lisa Bells. Ding, 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 ding,
Hello, Lisa.
ding. What's up, sis? Hey,
LadyChann, how
let me
you
just.
doing?
I'm doing all the more for seeing you, sis. Much better,
Good.
thank you. Let me just
And Kenny
introduce.
Ken,
How you doing,
sorry. Go
Lisa?
ahead.
Right.
I'm
Let me just
blessed.
introduce. Let me just introduce one other guest. I'm introducing. Introducing.
Introducing,
Introducing.
introducing, introducing,
Introducing. The
introducing.
what boxing. I love that, sis. We actually did that like back and forth.
Hello, everyone. How's
What's
everyone
up,
doing?
Swab? In
What's
the
happening?
building.
How's
Hi.
everyone? You guys all right?
Yep,
Yeah, I'm
we are
great.
good and fine and
You
dandy.
Good.
How are you doing?
not too bad. I'm getting fired up already as it is. I heard a bit of a nonsense that Eddie Hearn doesn't pay well. He's not gonna pay him. He's gonna keep his money. When has that ever happened, my brother? Can you please let me know?
It's never
Loads of
happened.
times. Loads of times. He owes
No,
a lot
that's
of
Frank
fighters money.
Warren.
No, in fact, both all fighters are that. Everyone thinks Eddie Hearn's this great guy for boxing. Yeah, he's a great. What he does is he's a monopolizer. Basically, there's
Mm,
a truckload of fighters who've been signed by Eddie Hearn, who are
okay.
basically there to get beaten up by what I call his headliners, and then after
Really.
after that, they don't always get their money, and the phone stops ringing. There's a
How
list.
how how do you know they don't get paid? Has any fighters came out? Is there any reported ones
No,
that nobody got
no,
paid by
I,
Eddie Hearn?
no,
Of course not. I haven't seen. So you can't just make allegations
I'm
out
not
the
making
blue, out the
allegations.
sky.
I'm not making
You
allegations at
clearly
all.
are.
I'm not. I do not have Eddie Hearn. I don't. I do not believe in everything Eddie Hearn does. What Eddie Hearn does is blatant. Eddie Hearn is not as good for boxing as everyone thinks he is. But Eddie Hearn
Yeah,
only
he
cares
is.
about
Listen,
casuals.
that's your opinion. Listen, my
No,
brother,
Eddie Hearn
that's your
cares about
opinion. I
casuals.
understand that.
Right,
I'll
it's
respect
casuals.
your opinion. I'll respect your opinion, but you cannot make allegation that he does not
I'm not
pay his
making
fighters and he
allegations.
keeps their
I'm not
money.
making allegations. I
Please,
stand by what I
do
said.
you have do
Eddie
you have
Hearn
any
is only
proof?
cares
Do
about
you have
casuals.
any proof that he doesn't have? Is
Eddie
there
Hearn,
any name? Can you
Eddie
name
Hearn
me
is
one
about
fighter he hasn't
casuals.
paid?
You
Can
may
you
be
name me
Eddie
one
Hearn
fighter he
only
hasn't
cares
paid?
about casuals. Only cares about casuals, and that's a fact. He does not put. And let's face it, I'm not saying
That's
he's
not
out of
true,
order for
bro.
doing that because casuals paid the way. I
Yeah,
understand
but
why he does.
Eddie puts on like
That's
lots
not
of
true.
like domestic just fights that are not big for
Exactly.
casuals.
He has put so much money into people's pockets, into fighters' pockets. Like, look at
Yeah,
Golovkin, GGG. He paid him 14 million to fight a nobody. 14 million to pay a nobody. Come on, bro. He's putting money into people's pockets. He brought
he
the zone out.
overpays people.
Exactly. He overpays. So can you? I'm asking you once again. Either retract, I think, take your thing back, your
I'm not
statement back,
taking nothing back.
and apologize.
I'm not taking nothing
Then
back.
name me a fighter. Then name me a
I'm not
fighter that he
taking nothing
hasn't
back.
paid. Can
I'm
you
not
name me a
taking
fighter
nothing
he
back.
hasn't paid? Name me a
I'm just
fighter that
saying, I'm not
you
going to go
can't
on
make
camera and say that.
allegation out the
I'm not
blue.
making allegations. I'm not going to say on camera, say it in free. All I'm saying is that I stand by my criticism of Eddie Hearn, and that
Fair enough. That's your
he's not,
opinion,
I'm
but
not a fan of Eddie
I'm
Hearn's. And that's it.
that's
That's all I've got
fine.
to say.
Listen,
That's
I'm a
all I've got
fan
to
of
say.
boxing. I personally don't give two shits about Eddie Hearn. He's doing one thing, main thing is he is great for the British boxing and he's taking boxing to another stage. He's taking it global. And you cannot say I think that's wrong. And you cannot name any fighter that hasn't been paid. Look at
As I
he's
said,
not
I'm
like the
not going to go.
PBC. He's
I'm not
not
going to
like
go on
Al
camera and
Heyman.
say that.
He's not
I
people. He's
stand by
not
what
paying
I've got to
people
say.
by stipends. Floyd Mayweather gets paid by stipend. All his fighters get paid by stipend or whatever that is. They get paid bit by bit, like monthly wages. They get paychecks. Come on, bro. And nobody
As I
come
said,
out
I
like Eddie
stand by
Hearn
what
and
I
say
say.
has said that.
I
That's
stand by
fair enough.
everything I said.
That's fair enough. We will move ahead. Can we move ahead, Chen? What's up, AJ?
On smoke straight away. Welcome to the
Straight.
smoke room.
Damn.
Listen, if
Yeah,
you ain't got no
see?
proof,
Boxing
you
and
can't
Kenny
talk,
What's good, y'all?
man.
Can you hear me?
I
Yes, we
I
can hear
ain't
you,
letting
AJ. Thanks for
I ain't
joining us.
letting anyone talk without having solid proof or facts. Simple.
It's not down to you to let anyone do anything. It's LadyChann's show, not yours, mate.
That's fine. I'm gonna have my say. So for everybody in the comments, I bet they agree with what I'm saying and not what you're saying. So that's the
Maybe
proof.
so.
You're in the
Maybe so.
minority.
I'm
Yeah.
answerable. Only
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
answer
cool with both you guys. I prefer not to take sides. I'm cool with both of y'all. So
Yes, AJ. That's
Oh
a bit
God,
heated.
boxing, we love you.
Oof.
Yes, we do. Boxing
We
that
do,
we
don't
love,
we?
that we hate so much.
Yeah, we the sport that we love, that we hate so much. Shouts out to Kurt DeVille with that slogan. That is
Exactly.
the truth. That how have you guys all been though?
Not
Everyone been
bad.
good?
Not bad.
Good.
On
yeah,
the
Chan, you
weekend,
finally woke up out of your cocoon, Chan.
Huh? Say that?
You finally out of your
Say
cocoon.
that?
You got some sleep, huh?
Yeah, I got some
Hear me?
sleep. But you know when you get too much sleep, you still feel tired.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When you
Yeah.
oversleep. You
Oh,
damned if
absolutely.
you do, you damned if you don't. But yeah, I feel much better than I did. So it's all good. You know, got to keep the channel alive. Some days I'm like, oh God. But yeah, I do want to. Sometimes I want to chop it up,
April's
but
coming.
sometimes it's like
And
I want to sleep.
April is coming. April's coming. Amazing fights ahead.
I know.
Amazing
So
fights ahead.
we've got
Can't wait.
Oh,
Dillian
April is
White.
lit. April's on fire.
We've got what's the American card that we've got in April as well? We've got
Valdez and
Spence.
Shakur and Oscar.
Have we
Yeah.
have we got Spence in April or is that May?
Yeah. No, Spencer's in
Yeah,
April.
Spencer Nugas,
Mhm.
April 6th.
Yeah, Valdez, Shakur for real. Yeah, April's a good month. A great month.
The girls.
Oh yeah, Taylor.
Yeah.
Taylor
Taylor
Serrano.
Serrano
Serrano.
as well.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a big fight. That's a big fucking fight. So right, we're gonna kick off. Actually, we're gonna kick off something a bit different. That's not on here, but one of the subbers have just said, "Have we spoken about Catterall and Taylor?" So one of the guys from the House of Commons, I don't know,
Yeah.
he's connected somehow to. I'm not sure this case,
He's a
and
speaker. Yeah.
he sees that there's a criminal case that could be dealt with. So he's called the police, and the police are now going to be investigating. Wow,
Wait, what?
with the Catterall and Taylor. Yeah, so they've called the police here. One of the
That's
Parliament guys.
Can I add on to that, Chan?
Yep, please do.
Nothing is gonna happen. So basically, a speaker from the House of Commons in Parliament. I think he's from the same place that Jack Catterall's
Yeah,
from,
that's it.
and
Yeah.
he has called the police and filed a complaint or something. He
A
called the
criminal
police and
complaint.
criminal or something. But then again, that's not gonna do anything for Jack Catterall because
It might.
boxing. I don't think so. Because
It
boxing
might.
is so. It's just gonna ask him, how did you see this fight? Oh yeah, I judged it the way I saw it while he was at the ringside, and that's it. That's their opinion. They're the judges, and that's the
Yeah.
way they saw it. Simple as that's nothing else that they can do
If they
about
can
it.
prove corruption or like somehow, then
Maybe
you
if
know.
there was money paid into their account, I don't know. They still can't prove it. Or if the judge's missus or husband or nephews or somebody got paid out of nowhere, then
Yeah.
That's a difference. Then still, the judges are not to be blamed for that.
But just the fact there's an investigation like that, this is the deepest I've ever seen anything go like this. You know, it's going to
Well,
ruffle.
shouldn't it go under the British Border Control then?
That's who
If they
but
want-
that's who they're kind of going to be investigating.
Yeah, it should be under their jurisdiction.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
But
crazy.
the British Board of Control are not doing their job.
No,
Okay.
no criminal is gonna go to the judge and say, "Look, judge, I did this myself. I'm gonna, I take the
Yeah.
blame ahead." No one's gonna do that.
Yeah. So it's kind of like the police are going to be like the independent adjudicators, I guess.
Yeah.
Good.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. UK don't play.
I just posted Chan. He has another mandatory Taylor.
What, at 140?
Yeah,
Who?
coming up. I posted
Which
it.
belt?
I don't know the name, but I posted it in the
Which belt?
chat.
Do you know
Yeah.
which belt he's got to defend?
EBA,
I
right?
want to say,
WBA?
yeah, WBA.
He's just going to
I can't.
vacate. He'll just
Yeah, I
vacate.
can't think of the guy's name, but I said, well, I wasn't sure if he was gonna stay at that weight or move
No,
up.
he'll vacate it.
Yeah, because he's talking about he would be willing to fight Kell Brook, but at a catch weight. No, Kell Brook wants 149. He says he can't make that.
Who? Josh Taylor?
Yeah, Kell
Of
Brook
course.
said he would fight him at 149, but
He
it's
walks
just a
around at
mess.
like 180. Of course he can make. He can't. That's 140 was the hard thing. Is if he can make
What the
147. Yeah, he can make
This is
149.
boxing is crazy,
That's wild,
man.
man.
He said he'll fight. He came out on Sky again, Josh Taylor, saying that he's still watched the fight. He still believes he won, and he's prepared to fight at a catch weight for Catterall, but no belts, like at a catch weight of like 143 or something.
Yeah, he ain't
That's not
willing to
gonna
put
help
them
the
belts
wounds.
up.
If he
Yeah,
beats
yeah.
him, yeah.
You're going in and out,
If he
AJ.
fights
Bad
Josh and beats
reception.
him again, like yeah.
AJ, your
Okay,
reception's
yeah.
bad.
Let me log into another device. Yeah, let me log
Yeah.
into another device.
Okay.
Putin has hacked his system.
Huh?
I said Putin has hacked his system.
Yeah. It's hacked.
AJ's
We're all
under the
hacked.
water.
Yeah, all hacked. Yeah. So, what do you think about that? Fighting at a catchweight, no belts.
Doesn't make sense. It's not gonna happen. It's just waffling. It's just media shit. That's the way I look at it. People waffle until I don't see it on a piece of paper. Forget about it.
Yeah, but what's the point, Kenny? Do you see the point of him
How much is he
rematching?
gonna get paid? How much is
Yeah,
Josh
but there's
Taylor is
no
gonna pay
belt.
him? Exactly.
There's
No,
no
but how
belt.
much is it? Cal Brook is not gonna fight unless he
No,
gets
I'm
good
talking
money.
about the rematch.
Oh, rematch.
Yeah, of Catterall.
I don't think Catterall should chase him anyways. I think he should just stay at 140 and try to become a champion, and then maybe collect the belts.
Yeah,
That's what he should do. Yeah, he should become
That's what
undisputed, and then
Taylor
after,
said.
yeah, whatever belt Josh Taylor, if he wins any in 147, then maybe he should do something, have a fight in the future. So just let him marinate, leave it for a bit. I guess everybody should just move on. It is what it is. Boxing is a dirty sport. That's all.
Why should Kenny? What do you think Do you think what Josh Taylor's offering is fair?
What to you mean to Catterall?
Yeah,
You know what? In terms of Josh Taylor, he says he wants it at catch weight. He's actually being strategic because you know he himself admits he struggles to make 140, and even when he was on the scales, he looked dead on the scales, and during the fight he looked dead on the scales.
he said he
So I
don't
can
mind to do
understand
like
that.
143.
I can understand it, but the thing is that it depends on the cash as well. If there's any money,
There's no belts though.
There's no what you know. Why is it? This is just the people. What's this for the people's title? You know, the damage has been done. Catterall fought for the undisputed titles. Should have got it. He hasn't got it. That's no good to Catterall. And in terms of Taylor, he's talking about moving over to 147. You know what I mean? So again, maybe in another life, and maybe if Catterall goes at a 147, they can meet again. But Catterall's next target is to see, the rankings on the other belts, because I'm looking at the rankings for all the belts that Josh Taylor holds.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fighters ahead of Jack Catterall. In fact, on one of the organisations, Lahara Davis is ahead of him.
Really?
So yeah, Lahara Davis, yeah.
Yeah, but Ahara Davis is at 140.
Yeah, that's it. It's 140. Jack Catterall's.
Yeah, but I got you.
Yeah, Aaron Davis fought both of them. He fought Josh Taylor, and he where he got stopped to the 8th, and he lost on points to Jack Catterall. Yeah. He's in that weight class, but he's ahead in terms of like the rankings. He's head of Catterall on one of the organisations, because remember that was a mandatory fight. in which he stepped aside in order to allow Taylor
Ramirez and him to fight.
He would fight all the belts.
Yeah.
I think Jack should just move on. People know he's won. He got people behind him now. People might watch his fights now. You know what I mean? People have his sympathy. So just let that be. Let Josh Taylor go. He knows. I think people know that he won. Simple as he was robbed. Go ahead, become a champion, become a unified champion, wherever. Just try your best. Try to become undisputed in 140. If it happens for you, it happens for you. That's it. Then in the future, you get to fight. I think it'll become a much bigger fight with Josh Taylor afterwards in 147 if he wins any belts. So that's what I think he should.
Well, Ben Shalom has came out and said that we're definitely interested in signing Catterall. So that's a good thing.
Hey, Chan, can you hear me now?
Sky and Boxer. Yep, can hear you. Let me hear you. Check one.
Okay. Mic check. 1, 2, 3. Hello.
Yeah, you sound a bit low.
The stupid devices. Sorry, I'm on my AirPods.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's going to get signed to Boxer and Sky. Catterall. So that's positive.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, but I was sorry. No, but I was I was saying, like, I mean, just I agree with Kenny's point. The damage has pretty much been done. I mean, it's like if he was to fight Josh again and win, I mean, just beat Josh like this, like fair and square this time. Like, what does he gain from that? No belts. He takes Josh's unbeaten record, and he still, the damage has been done. He still got his L. You know what I mean? Even when it really shouldn't be. So it's like, I mean, credit to Jack if he actually does do it, but I don't think he will. I mean, if Josh wants to right the wrong, he needs to rematch him at 140. That's what he needs to do with all the belts on the line again.
Yeah, but Josh Taylor should have some integrity and offer that.
Of course, but he's not going to come out and say he lost. I mean, like fighters are just full of pride. I mean, even though
still run it back and say, I think I won the fight, but just to make it definitive, I'll run it back and with all the belts on the line as well.
Yeah. I mean, not at a catch weight, So
because Floyd did that when there was a couple like unsure when people was like, he fought Cotto twice, didn't he? When people thought it was a close fight, when he's had close fights, who did he fight? He fought.
He fought Maidana twice.
Castillo.
And Castillo.
He just fought Cotto once.
Yeah, Castillo, Maidana. He did that when people was like, no, you need a rematch. He did it. And he beat them even better than the first time.
Yeah, second time. Castillo and Maidana beat him both decisively.
He didn't give De La Hoya, though. He didn't give De La Hoya his rematch.
De La Hoya, no.
He retired.
He played it smart.
Came back 2 years later.
He played it smart. That was a smart move.
Yeah, because that was a close fight, but I still had Floyd winning though.
Yeah.
I didn't have De La Hoya winning, but it was close. But I didn't have De La Hoya winning at all on that. But so yeah, that's where we are.
There's bigger fights for Josh Taylor at 147. To be honest,
he's going to get beat.
Maybe so. But you know what? Fighters nowadays is that even I was watching like something on IFL with one of the boxers.
Yeah.
The buzzwords were not about winning titles, about my legacy.
Yeah, but they're lying.
What's legacy mean?
Legacy means fighting the best fighters, whether you win, lose, or draw.
But yeah, maybe so. But I think in terms of like Josh Taylor, that's probably where he wants to go. And plus, he struggles to make weight at 140. But if you listen to Shane McGuigan, his ex-trainer says stay at 140.
Because Karma at 147, all the big cats that he was naming, he can't chat to Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford already tweeted like, I'm different. This is not going to work with me. Yeah. He'll get stopped. So all those fights are not on the line now.
Yeah. I'm saying if he'd have fought Bud based off that performance in the Catterall fight, he'd have got knocked out.
Stopped easily.
Yeah, but the thing is, his defense has always been average, Josh Taylor. Only that he's managed to, outwork his opponents.
He's good on the
works,
inside.
that's
He's a great inside fighter based on his length and reach.
He's
I mean,
not
he
good
could
at
easily, he's good at long range, and he could also, he's great at, in the pocket as well.
He's not good at long range. He's better on the inside.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. But he can fight at long range, but he's much better up close. So
Can I ask who's the Josh Taylor gonna fight at 147 besides Bud Crawford? Who's there for him to fight? All the belts are locked up with the PBC.
Exactly.
And I don't think they're gonna let go of them that easily. Exactly.
The same problem that Bud faced.
The only thing he can do is via the WBO. He's the undisputed champion. He can fight for the next title up there, the WBO, which Crawford has. Which I don't think he's gonna win the Crawford fight straight away. So who is he gonna fight at 147? Are there any good names that he can fight?
Danny Garcia.
I don't think so.
That's the tester. Go to Danny Garcia.
Danny Garcia.
He ain't moved 54 yet.
He's just one of the biggest losers
Danny
I've seen.
Garcia will stop him.
I think he's semi. You think so, Chan? Really?
Come on, Chan.
Danny Garcia, he's slow, but Danny Garcia's durable. He's durable. He's durable. He's got a chin. He's durable.
Sean Porter was durable till Bud stopped him.
Yeah, but that's Bud.
No, I know.
Josh Taylor ain't no Bud. Josh Taylor ain't got power like that.
Danny Garcia is finished.
He's done. I agree with Sawab. He's done.
When was the last time Danny Garcia fought? When was the last time he fought?
Spence in December 2020. December 2020.
Almost when their fight is going to be 3 years.
Yeah, but that's testing the water. That's who you got to go to. Go to Danny Garcia. See how you are there.
Is he going to get any fights at PBC?
Danny Garcia's PBC, but he's not a title holder, so they won't care. They won't really care if he loses.
They'll rather feed Danny Garcia to what's the other guy? I forgot his name, man. Who's also people are hyping him up so far, but he hasn't done much. No, not OT. AJ, you know who I'm talking about.
Who, Boots?
They're really big. Boots Ennis. That's the one. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, they're gonna feed him to Boots Ennis, and you still got my man Thurman, Keith Thurman. Might be a rematch.
Josh Taylor.
Really, Chad?
Yep, he does. He does.
Nice hot takes. But
I don't think he doesn't have a chance at welterweight, does he?
No. That's what I'm thinking.
Come on, Chad.
He doesn't.
Listen, Chad, I know you're thinking right now you're a bit emotional because what has happened with Catterall, but let's be sensible a bit.
No, he doesn't. Feed him Mario Barrios.
Look what Barrios did to, I think he did to my man. Come on, he didn't knock him out.
Well, let Barrios fight Josh.
So what? Barrios beat Josh as well?
No, I did. That's what I'm saying. That might be a more achievable fight.
Josh. I think Josh Taylor is a very good fighter. He's a very good fighter. We can't just. He's an undisputed champion, and you don't just get there. You don't just get there.
Yeah, but we gotta see him. Yeah, but we gotta see him at welterweight. I still think Keith may give him the business. He could. Keith, when you in a fight with Keith Thurman, you're gonna know it.
Yeah,
you're gonna know it. That's one thing about Keith.
Thank you.
He ain't always perfect, but you're gonna know you in a fight with him. You see how you see how that guy's face was disfigured?
Yeah, Barrios.
He's a 135 fighter. Come on. He's a ballooned up 147.
No, he's not ballooned up. He's naturally a bigger boy now. He was a smaller fighter.
Doesn't matter. He put the Beats by Drake on Pacquiao.
Yeah.
He still lost.
But
that's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but that was a close fight.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that when you're in a fight with him, you're gonna know it. Mm-hmm. That's what I was saying.
I don't care what anyone says. Josh Taylor doesn't beat Keith Thurman. He don't.
I believe he beats Danny Garcia. He beats Thurman. He beats Barrios. I think. I don't know what Boots Ennis and Ugas and Spence. We'll find out when he finds champion.
He doesn't beat Ugas.
Those are 50-50 fights for me. We can't just say when. Let's see when once he gets up there who he gets to fight. Personally, I don't think he will get any fights at PBC, even if it's Danny Garcia, even if it's Barrios. It ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. So let's see where he goes. The only thing is he can fight is Bud. That's it. At 147, and then he's gonna be in the same ship as him. Why one Bud?
He's not ready for that fight. From what I saw,
that's a definite L. They don't want him to move up and get a definite L. You need to acclimate. You need an acclimation fight.
So you're saying Bud won't fight Josh Taylor? I'm not. I don't think Josh Taylor won't. Josh Taylor himself won't fight Crawford yet. But if it comes to it, Crawford will fight Josh Taylor. If you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Crawford would fight him. Absolutely. After seeing with that performance, he will definitely.
He would have fought him regardless. Bud never ducked no smoke.
Yeah, it's not going to duck him, but he's just like, after that performance, it's like, you're not really ready for me, dude. And he's not. Who fell off? AJ.
AJ fell off.
He's not ready for no Bud Crawford, but hey ho, that's his business. He's going to get
I would just like to see him, start with a middle or a lower tier or a mid level and see where he's at that weight.
Yeah, look.
Or he can go right into he could go right in and he can exercise. He's an undisputed. He can go straight to Bud or any champion for that fact.
They just gave him super status with the WBO, so he can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's why I just said AJ. AJ, do you think he can fight anybody at 147 besides Bud Crawford? Any of those other champions? If it comes to Spence, if it comes to Ugas, and except Crawford, I don't think you would get a chance. PBC won't give him anything unless he goes to them.
I mean, like honestly, like looking at all the PBC welters right now, I think he struggles with Spence and Ugas. I give him a chance against Danny and Thurman. Not saying he beat those guys, but I just give him a chance. But it doesn't matter anyway because the PBC is going to freeze him out like they did to Bud. So I mean, it is. So it's not like it's pretty much the same situation. He moves up. I mean, these guys got to be aware of this stuff. I mean, the only way that Josh is going to have a chance is to make himself mandatory for like the other belts, not just the WBO. But he's going to probably take a shot at Bud because he can just do that. He can just get that squared away, like straight away.
Yeah,
so
that's an easy fight to make.
Yeah, it is. Especially if he makes himself mandatory. But Bud doesn't have to satisfy another mandatory for like another 18 months. That's what Julius was telling me. On Ring IQ, he was saying that I think Paco said he came out and said Bud doesn't have to satisfy another mandatory for a while, so Josh might have to wait in the wings. Who knows? Not unless Bob could pull some strings, or something like that. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I would say the best thing for Josh Taylor and I think good money fight that he can have next, it should be back with Jack Catterall. I think he will sell out a stadium and a rematch at 147 for the undisputed championship.
Oh,
that's what he should do. Josh Taylor, he should fight Catterall for the undisputed. He should give him a fight, the rematch. It would be a very big fight.
Absolutely.
It would be a very big fight, and especially the way it went, the hype, the media. Yep. I think it will sell out a good stadium. I think it should come to Jack Catterall.
The rematch will be bigger than the first because they could sell it the fact that Catterall was robbed. They could use that as a selling point, and and then that'll make the fight even bigger than it was the first time. And this time, hopefully, they can do it in like a neutral location.
Exactly, especially with Sky Sports machine, news machine behind it. Boy, it's gonna be a big fight.
Kenny, can I ask you at 147? Who do you think Josh Taylor can beat? Kenny, I'm asking.
You in terms of like the big fighters?
Yeah. Do you think he can he beat?
He won't beat any of the champions. He won't beat you guys, in my opinion. He can't beat Spence, and he won't beat Crawford.
I'm with you. Thurman.
Will he be bigger than him?
Keith Thurman.
I'll give him in terms of size, but whether we be able to do it's the way Josh fights though. It's his defense, isn't it? And the fact he's a risk and reward fighter who all the fighters I've seen in every weight category who are good inside fighters are risk and reward fighters. They are going to take big shots that they don't need to take. Dillian White, typical of a risk and reward fighter, excellent on the inside, but he gets caught clean with big shots, and that's
coming
the thing.
in. Yeah,
Josh Taylor gets caught clean. So when a fighter gets caught clean, it's risk and reward. And you don't have to be quick your feet and quick your hands. The target's there. You can't miss the target. It's just the timing.
Yeah.
And you will time.
Kenny, do you know? Sorry for interrupting. Kenny, do you know who ruined Josh Taylor?
I know. All right, tell me.
Ben Davison.
You know, Ben Davidson. He fucking ruined him. I don't know.
I said that because a lot. Ben Davison, from what I've seen, he speaks really well, and but when I see the evidence of fight, a lot of people have, rather than blame Mark Tibbs for the Canelo fight, a lot of people thinking, hang on, Ben Davison's got his fingerprints in that as well, and the same with Josh Taylor as well. They call him Mr. Boxer size, isn't it?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, it's true.
He
hasn't
is
trained anyone
one of the worst.
He hasn't trained
just
anyone
ruined fighters.
He just jumped on the ground.
He's a PT. He's a personal trainer. He ain't a coach. He's not a boxing coach. He helped Tyson Fury lose weight. He got into the Wilder fight. There was no thing. Only just fight on the outside and just makes all of his fighters just run. He's gonna ruin Devin Haney. He has ruined Josh Taylor. He's got. I think luckily Tyson Fury has moved on from him, and look how he performed against Wilder when he moved on.
I know John Fury wasn't happy with aspects of not just the Wilder fight, but obviously the build-up fights towards the.
Look what happened with him when it came to I think Otto Wallen and Tom Schwartz. Awful performances.
Spots as well.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Schwartz, awful performances, awful. Ben Davison is the guy. If Josh Taylor was still with Shane McGuigan, I don't know why he moved on in the first place.
Yeah,
I think Shane McGuigan is an amazing fighter. I mean, trainer.
Yeah.
He's an amazing trainer. Everyone that goes in with Shane McGuigan, they improve. I've seen improvements in every single one of his fights.
He left though. I know that he's that in terms of like his promotion, he left Cyclone Promotions and that constant. I felt because he left Cyclone Promotions, maybe I don't know what happened with him and Shane did have an argument or something. But as soon as he got rid of Barry as his promoter, it seemed like the domino effect was Shane not training him.
Yeah. I don't know. Well,
he should move on from Ben Davison, and he should go with another trainer. Yeah, Josh Taylor, he's not a mover. He's not a boxing mover. He's an inside fighter. From what I've seen previously, Josh Taylor is a very good fighter. Yeah. I mean, but right now he's just making them run out. He thinks the way I think I saw Ring IQ's live. What slick fighters? They're not slick if you're from outside just throwing your jab, running from the fight.
Yeah,
you're not slick if you're running away from it.
Slick is elusive, like Floyd is slick. That's slick.
Credit to a frog on Twitter. He made a good point. He said that Pernell Whitaker was he was the definition of slick.
Slim.
Yeah, is Tyson Fury slick? Not really, not slick. He's technical, but he's not slick. He's not elusive.
Yeah, not so much.
Yeah, he's not slick.
Was he all right? Yeah. Was he slick? Was he slick, elusive before Sugar Hill?
No, he was never slick. He was good, but not slick. No, it's not elusive. No,
he just uses his advantage. He's a bigger man. He's keeping them out of the range. The only thing is he has good movement. Besides that, he ain't a slick fighter or inside fighter. Yeah, he's gonna struggle. Tyson Fury is gonna struggle with the Dillian White, big time. If he tries to be an inside fighter with Dillian White, he's gonna get dropped. Trust me.
Yeah, that's gonna be suicide.
The problem with that is that I put Deontay Wilder in the same kind of Dillian White in the same sort of category, not in terms of like skills, but. He's an excellent inside fighter, but the thing with Dillian White, and I've always said, it's the uppercut that would do him.
That's the question. Exactly.
He wasn't just remember Rivas caught him the uppercut as well when he went inside.
Yep, that's right.
When he ran out of steam with my guy Parker, who I don't call a banger, but timed it well. And that's the thing with Dillian White, is that it's risk and reward with him. And, you know, for someone who's going to fight someone like Tyson Fury, one thing with Tyson Fury is that you don't. All right, they say he's got pillow fists, but even if you're getting caught clean and it's an uppercut, you're going down, mate.
Going down.
But question, like, Kenny, like, I mean, like, you make an interesting point, but also everybody is like, I don't think Tyson can catch Dylan with a clean uppercut, judging by the height of the two fighter, how Dylan kind of crouches. It's going to be kind of hard to catch him clean with one. You think?
You caught Wilder with a couple.
Well, Wilder was a lot taller than Dillian White. I mean, just Dylan's a lot. He's shorter. Dylan's shorter. He's a lot shorter than Wilder and Fury. So.
He's 6'4", isn't he, Dylan?
Yeah, they're 6'4". Yeah, he's 6'4". So.
I've seen old Fury do some uppercuts to shorter fighters still, and catch them. You have to go back like a long way.
He punched down, hasn't he? Sometimes.
I've seen him do uppercuts.
Cullen used punching down, weren't he?
Yeah, and I'm talking about pre Klitschko Fury. I've seen him desecrate people with uppercuts that was shorter. They were all shorter, very short, even shorter than Dillian White. So he has the capabilities to do it, and he knows if you're fighting Dillian White in your game plan, you know that Dillian White's kryptonite is uppercut, so you're gonna have to implement them.
But will he be able to land one clean due to the height difference? So yeah, hopefully he doesn't hit himself in the face again.
Yeah, remember that. That was bad.
But he can still. His tactics could be like, you know, risk and reward. Let's see if we can.
He can still win without uppercuts.
But the thing about it is that the onus is on Dillian White to take the belt from the champion, which means he's got to get Tyson to engage in it, because Tyson Fury, all and sundry, he's going to knock him out, and that he feels, because he's taken out Wilder, who people say is the hardest hitting heavyweight of all time. Although that's Tyson Fury's right, it's not mine.
I know.
He feels that if he's taking that, if he can handle Wilder's right hand, that he can handle anything. But
what about Dylan's left hook? Hello.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Or AJ's
and left hook to the body as well.
Yep. What about AJ's uppercut? AJ's one of the best uppercuts in the business.
That's a fact.
So, like, in the Usyk fight, he threw none. That threw me for a loop. He threw no uppercuts in the Usyk fight. That was wild, man.
I know.
Yeah, not even one.
Yeah, not even. I don't think he could.
I can't remember one.
So, I don't even think he could. Usyk was so damn elusive, you know. So.
Yeah.
Well, he couldn't get him. He couldn't get him in the corner. You know, he couldn't cut off the ring enough. And to a certain extent as well, is that he was surprised by the fact that, you know, Usyk went to the centre ring and said, "Right, let's have it," and he just wasn't prepared for that. He just assumed stupidly that it was going to be like jab, punch, and then run away. No.
Yeah.
AJ trained for that.
Yeah. So talking about that, Kenny. So talking about that, as we seen that game plan didn't work for AJ, and he's gone and done his trips 80 days around the world in the US, only to come out and say that he's promoting Angel Fernandez as his head trainer. Does that make sense to anybody? Lisa?
No. No, it was bizarre, but I mean, that's his, you know, he has to make his own decisions, you know. Who am I to? I never judge a man for the decisions they make, you know what I mean? But it was a little bizarre, I guess.
He may be adding someone, like, eventually, like, maybe. What do you reckon, AJ?
Yeah, that's I was talking to Rafi yesterday, the day before his show, and he honestly shout out to Rafi.
Shout out to Rafi Combat Radio.
Rafi.
He thinks that Joshua will strongly add an American trainer to his repertoire, which is not out the realms of possibility. But I just wonder who it is. That's all. If he's going to add somebody, he's going to need somebody. Because I don't think this Angel guy. Yeah, so you know.
But the mad thing is, whoever AJ adds won't be the head because he's specified that Angel is the head.
Well, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to work. That's not going to work.
Well, he might. Yeah, the thing about the whole thing, right, is that a lot of when you talk about him getting new trainers, it's all about availability, and it's all about is Joshua going to be if he goes with Reynoso any of the big trainers like that, is he going to move all his life to USA like Watsy's done?
Well, he's not prepared to.
And another thing as well, obviously
he's not
a lot
prepared
of us,
to.
yeah, a lot of us are thinking, right, McCracken's got to go. McCracken's got to go after what's happened with music, but there's a lot of other issues with McCracken as well. The fact that he does a lot of work with the amateurs with the in Sheffield, so that there's an availability issue as well. But the most important thing is it's money, isn't it? You got to pay.
It looks like Rob McCracken's been demoted though. So
maybe, but if we're talking about Reynoso and Virgil Hunt and all these other trainers, they want paying. They think they're the best. They're going to be paid the best. So maybe they can agree a deal.
He don't want them though. AJ don't want them.
Yeah, but you gotta pay. You gotta pay these trainers.
Yeah, Joshua could afford it.
I don't understand that.
Money should have been an issue for Joshua.
No, I don't think money's an issue for them, for AJ to pay him. I just don't think he wants them.
So he basically wants to look at what they're doing and then employ his
and
own
replicate it at home.
Doesn't work like that, boxing, mate.
Don't work like that. Yeah.
You might as well
Ronnie
train
Shields
yourself.
said that as well. Ronnie Shields said that. It don't work like that.
You know what, guys? I mean, it's a shame that, all the great trainers of the past are gone. Because just imagine what somebody like Manny Stewart could do with AJ.
I know.
Yeah. I've never heard of nothing like all the years I've been watching boxing. I've never heard anything like this.
Me either.
You go trainer shop, you see all these, qualify only to settle on the second guy. It's like you could have just done that from the start.
From the start.
I mean, I don't know what Josh was doing, man. I really don't.
and Angel, he trains Richard Riakpo. So, I mean,
does he? Does he? Who else does this guy train? Is that it? Or
that's as far as I know. There could be others, but no other heavyweights. It's just Richard Riakpo is a cruiserweight looking to become a heavyweight. But I mean, it's like, come on, what's his CV? What's his resume? Like, you ain't a Hall of Fame trainer. Like AJ, you need a Hall of Fame trainer. You've got Ronnie Shields, you've got Robert Garcia. You've got. I'm not sold on the Virgil Hunter. To be fair,
personally, I like Buddy McGirt and Joey Gamash's choices as well. So
well, Callum Smith's with him now, isn't it?
Buddy McGirt had Chisora for one fight. Callum Smith is with Buddy McGirt now.
Yeah, and look what he just did to Elena Castillo in his last fight.
Yeah, but AJ needs heavyweight trainers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that doesn't Hernandez know him? Because one of the complaints we had about AJ when he fought Usyk is that we saw AJ, or Finchley rather than seeing Femi or Watford. Because one of the things is, regardless of where he gets Reynoso, he gets McGirt, he gets, Hunter. All those sort of fighters is that the remit and the consensus opinion from all boxing fans, regardless of whether they dip in and out of the sport or, like traditionalists like ourselves, the consensus was, why did you not impose yourself on Usyk, the smaller fighter? Now, Femi of Watford would have imposed himself on Usyk, but the problem with AJ, ever since he got put down by Klitschko and ever since he got stopped by Ruiz Jr., the risk and reward in AJ just isn't there.
It's like it's something missing. It's like it's something missing. I don't think he's got over that loss yet.
He's second guessing himself.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, he hasn't. The thing with AJ, right? He's got this kind of Frank Bruno Scooby Doo look when he gets hurt. Like Scooby White went, right, he hurt me. I'm still going to go.
You don't know how to adjust.
But AJ doesn't know how to do that. AJ, basically,
he don't know how to adjust.
To win his title back from Ruiz, he had to box on the outside.
On the outside, yeah.
And then and in his next fight, when he fought Pulev, again, it was on the outside. So he realised that Pulev wasn't a great inside fighter. and Pulev was kind of a fencer, like he was. Plus,
during that Pulev fight,
I think he boxed well in the Pulev fight.
That was a good performance. Yeah, that was a real good performance.
Yeah.
So I mean, when I think he hurt Pulev in like the third. So I thought the fight was going to be over like 3 to 4 rounds. He could have got him out of there.
It's the ref that didn't stop it. Pulev turned his back.
He turned his back and walked away.
And then he cowered in the corner, and the ref still didn't stop it.
I've seen fights stopped when fighters do that before. So
you're supposed to, because you're not protecting yourself at all times. So that shows that you don't want to fight. So that should have been a wave off.
Yeah.
But hey, I think he got great in the Pulev fight, in my opinion.
Good performance.
A lot of people said he did. They don't think he did.
Okay.
But that's
Pulev is a higher level fighter who in any other era would have won a version of the world title.
He only had one loss, and that was to Klitschko.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think the problem is that too many people in boxing are dismissive if a fighter loses. Or if you beat a fighter with a great record, you weren't that great.
Yeah, I know.
Go
ahead.
I'm sorry. What I hear is people say, he beat a old Pulev, old Povetkin, so stuff like that's what I hear, the age thing. So
yeah. Well, at the end of the day, it's not AJ's fault that they're old.
Yeah.
They're top of the ranking.
So Klitschko was 30.
They're his Mandos, and if they're his Mandos and they're old, he's fighting his Mandos.
Yeah. Klitschko was 39 when Tyson fought him.
Yeah. 40, just turned 41 when AJ. They're both out.
37 this year. Wilder and Joyce are going to be 37 this year.
Hello.
Yeah.
And Joe Joyce is only he's new to boxing.
He's old, but he's new.
He hasn't fought for a title yet, and he's 37.
I know.
He's 34-ish when he fights Tyson Fury for his first world title shot.
Yeah, old. So who do you reckon the interim fighter should be? The interim fight. Who do you reckon AJ should fight in the meantime?
A southpaw.
I like Otto Wallin as a choice. Yeah, I was on Rappy saying that.
He's been mentioned actually.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Although a lot of people have been asking me, what about Joe Joyce? And what will happen if he fought Joe Joyce?
What's the point?
And I said that Joe Joyce is another fighter who's a risk and reward fighter, but he's a different.
Yeah, that could be a banana skin, but
potential.
The thing with Joe Joyce is that one thing with Joe Joyce is that you will catch him because he likes to wear you down and then
knock you out. When you're tired.
Yeah, and that's what he goes for.
AJ could outbox him.
He could.
AJ could stop him.
AJ could even stop. Yeah, I saw Takam rock Joe Joyce for the first time that I've seen Joe Joyce been rocked. So I know AJ hits harder than Takam.
I had Dubois winning the fight before he got caught with the final jab to the eye.
I had him in the lead as well. I said Joe Joyce would win, but when I was watching it, I had Dubois up as well. I did. So I reckon I'd love to see AJ fight Wilder. They've both got 2 losses. There's no belts in the way now. Why not do Wilder fight?
I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it at this point.
A lot of people have been saying that. Yeah.
I'd love Wilder.
For us, that's the best fight. But Eddie won't let that happen. Eddie will not let it happen unless there's belts on. Because what's happening is that Usyk's fighting on the front line for his country.
Yeah.
Now we don't know how long the dispute will last, but if we go by history, this dispute could go into
years.
It can go to 3 or 4 years. I mean, Iraq and Iran was 8 years. 80 to 88.
So what do you mean Eddie won't let it happen? He says he works for Joshua.
Because I think that in terms of, remember, there's a rematch in order for Joshua to get the unified belts back from Usyk. Now, in terms of finding interim, us as fans would think, right, we don't want Joshua fighting, someone who's going to knock out. We want a fight. And they said, right, we don't know Wilder. I still think that is too risky because of the fact that Anthony Joshua of Finchley, the businessman, going in with Deontay Wilder, not as family as Watford. Or if he was going as family of Watford, you'll be telling me what you're worrying about. But the Anthony Joshua we're seeing now is more strategic, but he's one of those people who thinks, you know what, when I got hit and I got knocked out, not only was it humiliating, it bloody hurt, I'm not going to go through that again. He's vulnerable.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. You're right. I had to think about that. You're right. I mean, because even in the Pulev fight, even though he looked good, he still was very cautious with what he was doing.
Yeah.
So it's like he wasn't so gung ho as he used to be before.
Well, if he fought Wilder as an interim fight and he lost to Wilder, does that remove him from being able to fight for the belts again? Does Wilder take it?
He makes him a less. Well,
I think his marquee value would take a hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but does his position change?
But it depends on
does Wilder then become able to fight Usyk? No, it's not, because there's a rematch, isn't it?
No, but Anthony Joshua does need to fight. But when you talk about Anthony Joshua needing to fight, we're talking about match practice, or not a full blown fight that is good enough to be a
you may as well, because that might just be his only fight for the year. So you may as well just do a big fight, guns blazing, knock out Wilder.
Why can't he have a couple of 10-rounders and get matched for Usyk? Why does he have to?
He's never done 10-round fight.
He needs to fight some southpaws. To me, that's just my opinion.
Go fight Luis
from what I
Ortiz.
saw.
Go fight Luis Ortiz, knock him out.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Ortiz won't take that fight. Ortiz won't take that fight. He ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, he won't.
The thing with Danny Joshua is that if you're talking Deontay Wilder, then you're talking the equivalent of a world heavyweight title fight, a stadium filler in Wembley, but loads of risk because of the fact that Deontay Wilder could turn out the lights.
I don't think he would, but
you act like he can't knock Wilder out. You got to make it fair for both sides.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm only thinking of Joshua and protect for the fact that
he don't need no protection. He's a fighter.
Yeah,
but the businessman in him and the businessman in his promoter will think, hang on here, that's just that's too much on the line. Because even though it won't affect things, the fact is that the pub, you can't sell Joshua, even for any undisputed, even if he somehow beat Usyk. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's a risky fight. Really risky.
It is.
It comes with its own risks. It still does. I get what Kenny's saying.
But Joshua can't fight an Uber driver. You got to find a middle ground then.
But there has to be a situation where you can't discount it because we don't know how long the conflict is going to last. And we don't, because at the end of the day, any Ukrainian sportsmen, especially if they're based in their country, are not thinking of anything other than defending their country.
Yeah. So what's going to happen eventually? The sanctioning bodies they'll put him as champ in recess.
Well, it could be champ in recess,
he's going to have to be champ in recess.
Yeah.
If he's champ in recess, is his belts on the line, or we just?
No, each governing body are different, because when Manny Pacquiao was made champion recess, the WBA still took the belt away from him, but made him champion recess. So when he wanted to come back in, as he did, he's the first person to be able to fight whoever the new champ is. But some other sanctioning bodies may be like, you can keep the belts, but after a while, the IBF will strip him. The IBF will strip you after a while.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they'll do that.
Yeah, but I do think because of the fact that the sanctioning bodies will want to have their belts on the line, and I'm going to want to have some sort of money or fees be paid. They are going to he will be politely stripped if this conflict lasts longer than a year or so, because The fact is that you don't want a situation where Tyson Fury gets itchy feet.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I don't know how long they're going to wait for Usyk. That's what I'm saying.
No, Slim Reaper's made some good point. I get you what you're saying, Slim Reaper. And it is about, but unfortunately, you know, there's too many people with so much to lose that, you know, we're not getting a fair fight now in terms of like what we want and the fights we think we should deserve.
But I agree with Slim Reaper.
He's right.
This is your way for possibly being undisputed. Unfortunately, from an unfortunate situation that's out of AJ's hands. Show must go on after a while, and at the end of the day, like Usyk's going to have to make that decision with himself whether to vacate the belts or vacate the war and come back and defend the belts.
Ukrainian. He'll vacate the belts.
Then so be it.
He already told you, Chad.
Go ahead, King.
He put out a post last week. He said his honor, his family, and his country mean more to him than any goddamn belt.
I get it. Well, then, you know, so what the sanction bodies need to do is just say, basically, like, we'll put you on a time limit. Like, in the next...
The timetable is you have to defend your belt within a year. If he doesn't defend this belt within 1 year, they strip him.
They strip him.
The way it goes. Or they give him champion recess like they did Pacquiao.
He's got back 6 months.
He's the first guy in line to fight whoever the champion is.
So he's got 6 months left because he's had them belts 6 months.
6 months left, and I don't think he's thinking about that shit at all.
No.
So who do you reckon AJ fights, King?
Whoever's up to who they want him to fight. I mean, you got White and Fury are busy. Who's left?
Wilder.
Wilder's getting high. I don't know.
I think it should be a southpaw. I don't understand why people are not saying a southpaw.
Shelton, what do you think? What do you think of Otto Wallin, Shelton? What do you think about that choice?
Yeah,
good fight.
Yeah, not bad, right?
He looked like trash in his last fight. AJ will spark him. He'd be out.
Yeah, I mean, but what's cool is like I was saying, it's like on Rappy Show, they could also use that as a measuring stick. Like, you know, he went life and death with Fury. I mean, Fury went life and death with him. Then if AJ easily gets rid of him, then they could use. They could kind of use that as like, you know, the selling point to demand AJ Fury fight. You know, kind of boost AJ's profile a bit.
But does he have to fight a southpaw if he's not really maybe going to fight Usyk at all now?
He got to
fight somewhere down the line. He will fight Usyk, and he has to have experience of fighting a top class southpaw.
He got to fight somebody because he got his ass whooped in his last fight, so he got to fight somebody.
You know, how does this sound, panel? Sorry,
Paul, right-hander, it don't matter. He got to fight somebody.
As the Sand King, then AJ has, you know, an interim fight that he's going to win, and then he fights the winner of Dillian White versus the winner out of Dillian White and Tyson Fury. That way, we don't get the undisputed. But what we really, what a lot of boxing fans think we're going to get is Fury versus Joshua. All right, it's not going to be for the undisputed, but in everyone's eyes, we can sell it as two best fighters on the planet. And
that could work.
Be sold to the British public, so it could basically be we should have had it last year.
Yeah,
we can't give you undisputed because AJ lost and Usyk's fighting for his country, but we can give you this.
That's a good idea.
And
that's
Fury,
a good idea.
Let's face it, Fury. The only fight that Fury really cares about, he claims he wants to fight Usyk. Do me a favor, mate.
He don't.
You want to prove you want Joshua because
for the payday.
You really want.
Yeah, he wants payday. But what if Tyson Fury does retire after White?
If he loses the fight, he will retire. But if he wins, he won't. That's what I think.
Yeah.
But
he's just lying.
But if he does retire, bye, Felicia.
I wish everybody would stop Wilder shit.
See ya.
Wilder is off trying to figure out.
Yeah, because you got a lot of people that want to see the Wilder fight because they want to see him beat Anthony Joshua up. Basically, that's what's going on. But
that man,
I mean, I'm not against that fight. I'm just saying, from if he does have that chance to fight Usyk, and we saw how he looked against clever southpaw. I'm saying, well, he should fight a southpaw.
Mm.
he should just fight anyone to get some confidence.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm trying to figure. I think what Kenny said is a good way. Fight whoever fight an interim fight, and then fight the winner out of White and Fury. Done.
It's a massive fight.
Gotcha.
That either Dillian White, if Dillian White's either one of those fighters are on the title, it's an excellent opportunity for Anthony Joshua to be a 3-time heavyweight champion.
Yeah,
Which
and
we've never. I don't think we've
British
had in
heavyweights. And it's all British heavyweights that will be on the showdown. Because we got the division mostly. Well, Usyk, if Usyk's not in the picture, then it's 3 British heavyweights again.
Yeah, go UK.
I know.
Yeah.
Yay. So yeah, but you just got to think who the interim fighter should be. So Shelton, who do you think the interim fighter should be? I'll go around the panel and ask everyone. Shelton, who do you think the interim fight should be of AJ?
Joe Joyce.
Joe Joyce. Lisa?
Ortiz or Wallin.
AJ?
I'm settled on Wallin.
Kenny?
Morally, it's got to be Wallin because I think he was left disappointed by not fighting Dillian White. But morally, I think Wallin deserves a payday.
Why does he? What has he done?
Well, doesn't mean what he's done. Yeah, but come on, it's a big fight.
He's never been a title holder. No, I'm not saying that AJ shouldn't fight him, but I'm not saying. But I don't think he should.
No, you know what. Let me just spread the love. But really and truly, I think AJ, from a tactical point of view, needs to would benefit from that fight. But let's face it, it's a fight that AJ should win and win well. And then he could, if anyone's thinking outside the box.
Oh, I get it, Kenny. I see what you're saying. You want to take a soft touch.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not? He just had a talk. He's coming off a loss.
Coming off a loss. Yeah. Everyone else does. Why is it different for AJ? And when everyone else does it, it's okay.
No, you're right. I mean, shit. Some people made a whole career off of soft touches. So
Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, but I think the thing with boxing, right, is that it's not like football where you think it's not like football where they think one game at a time. I think boxing is all about let's build the fight, build a fight. The opportunity to fight for AJ to fight for a world title against either Dillian White or in the British public's case, preferably Tyson Fury, is too big an opportunity to miss. It's an open goal. Or whatever you say in the United States. I don't know what sort of sports you guys prefer, basketball or Super Bowl. But I like football. Open goal. If you miss an open goal like that, an opportunity for AJ to have an opportunity to fight for his titles. For instance, if he fights Tyson Fury after he's been in a war with Dillian White, and what state is Tyson Fury going to be in when he fights AJ?
Rubbish.
Or if Dillian White, a fighter that he's been before,
but he's improved now.
You know what I mean?
AJ still beats the new and improved Dillian White, in my opinion.
Well, that's an opportunity for him to prove it.
Yeah,
if he goes that route.
I wouldn't mind seeing it. Tony's reviews in the building. What up, Joe?
I just want to say, the UK is not running the heavyweight division. America is. Everybody knows. Everybody knows Eddie Hearn put steroids in Big Baby Miller's cheeseburgers, and that's the only reason why he popped hot. We all know that He used the secret sauce, the special sauce on the cheeseburger. It wasn't mayonnaise. It was steroids. Eddie Hearn snuck it in there. The real champion, Gerald Big Baby. I never did PEDs Miller. Ha!
Maybe AJ could fight him as an interim fight.
No, motherfucker, they ain't letting that motherfucker.
Bro, nah.
No. I'm gonna be honest. All jokes aside, I'd like to see AJ Joe Joyce, and I don't know if AJ can beat Joe Joyce.
Of course he can.
I don't know.
Of course he can.
Joe Joyce needs to
hit. Box him and he can stun him. Like, who do you think AJ is? Do you think 2-time heavyweight champions, like, do you not give him any credit? Like, you guys think everyone just beats AJ all of a sudden?
No, I did not say that. I said I don't think AJ could beat Joe Joyce. I didn't say other people beat him.
So you think he should fight Joe Joyce as an interim fight?
I think out of all the other people, if Usyk's not going to fight AJ, I think Joe Joyce deserves it the most.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that fight.
I mean, and it's another Brit fighter, so no matter what, British people.
I think AJ is the only heavyweight that can beat Joe Joyce.
See, I don't think he can. I don't think he can.
I do. Can Dillian White beat Joe Joyce?
No, I don't know. I do not know, because here's the problem. Joe Joyce's gas tank is so fucking good. If Dillian can't stop him in the first 5 rounds, Dillian will get knocked out.
Yeah, because he gasses out.
Like, and that's my thing. Like, to me, AJ's biggest flaw that I have seen is he shells up really bad when he's pressed. With a lot of pressure, he likes to shell up. And he doesn't really do a lot of return fire when that happens.
Yeah.
The issue isn't
he capable of taking him out early, though? Because Joe Joyce is one of those fighters, he's a risk and reward fighter. He does get tagged.
No, but listen to what I'm saying. To me, Joshua's biggest chink in his armor is he shells up really bad when he's pressured with a lot of shots. The problem that I see is Joe Joyce has a granite chin. Now maybe AJ can crack it. I don't know. He hasn't been hit by AJ. But to this point, everything that my eyes have seen, I think Joe Joyce could take quite a few shots from AJ. The problem that I have is what happens when Joe Joyce closes the gap and he puts all that pressure that he always applies on Joshua. Will Joshua be able to take that? And that's a big question mark for me.
Well, the biggest problem I see for Joyce is that he's slow as molasses.
I agree.
That's where AJ can get him, because he's so fucking slow. He's a tank. He's gonna keep coming, but he's fucking.
But let me
slow.
ask you this though. It's slower. He might be the slowest puncher we've ever seen in boxing history. Like, you know how people like to say Deontay Wilder's the hardest puncher ever? Bullshit. Joe Joyce may actually be the slowest puncher ever in the history of boxing. But let me say this: they always land.
They do.
How about that jab?
He's never fought at like elite.
Yeah, y'all remember?
Yeah, he's never fought anybody above a top 10 guy. He's never fought anybody.
No, he hasn't.
Y'all remember he beat Daniel Dubois with a jab? Y'all remember that?
Daniel Dubois was winning. Daniel Dubois was winning before he got his eye smashed.
Yeah, but the thing is, King, when you talk about Joe Joyce, you're talking about what you see with Joe Joyce, his ability to walk down his opponent because he's going through the punch. And the way we're talking about Joe Joyce and him wearing him down, we're talking about him doing this from around round 9 onwards. The risk of Joe Joyce is taking when he's trying to, the first thing you ask yourself, is he going to be able to cut off the ring and walk down someone like Anthony Joshua, especially with those sort of powerful punches? We're talking clean punches. Yes, he's got a great chin, but we're talking clean punches.
Anthony Joshua won't be.
I'm not sure that the tactics that he used against Dubois is going to work serving well against Joshua, because I think with Joe Joyce, and you see what he did with in a lot of his fights, he wins it late because of wearing him down.
Yeah, because they're tired.
Dubois didn't catch him cleanly. Probably didn't have the ability because he didn't have the experience. Takam is Takam. But Joshua does have the experience, and he has world title experience. Where if you're going to try and walk someone down and give up rounds, then you're asking for trouble, because by the time round 10 comes down, you could even Sam Jones could
either have to knock him out or you lose on the cards, mate.
Yeah, or he's trying to tail him because you've taken too much punishment.
I just want to say
this. Concern.
Why y'all think Joyce got to walk Joshua down?
Well, hold on. Let me say this. Myron, sus boy Myron. Let me say this. Here's the thing. I understand, and I'm right there with you. I understand 1,000% what you're saying, but the only issue I see is Usyk, who is much smaller, much weaker, walked down AJ, and he didn't do it with fancy footwork. There was times where he was literally just standing in the middle of the ring and still catching AJ. No fancy, dancing.
He beat Joe Joyce though. So,
but my point is, it didn't when Usyk fought AJ, he didn't have to do all the fancy footwork to cut off the ring. He just walked to him and he was there. So if Usyk, being much smaller, could do it, then Joe Joyce definitely could cut off the ring.
So why didn't Joe Joyce do it when he fought Usyk? So why didn't Joe Joyce do that when he fought Usyk then?
Yeah, but that was in the amateurs.
Usyk outboxed him.
It was amateur.
Usyk outboxed him.
That was a hell of a fight, though.
And he still got outboxed.
Yeah, it was amateur.
But Usyk,
Joe Joyce was way. I'm sorry, Mark. Go ahead.
But my bad. But I mean, Joshua don't box on the level of Usyk. So
what I'm saying is, Joe Joyce still lost against Usyk. So why do you think Joe Joyce beats Joshua?
Because they're closer. Because Joe Joyce may be more skilled than Joshua.
Hell to the no.
How do you? Why?
Because I watched this fight. Because I watched the fights.
You've watched the fight.
So how is Joe Joyce more skilled than Joshua?
Tell me where Joshua's more skilled at far as
Joshua's a better boxer than Joe Joyce.
He is.
Technically, he's a better boxer than him. He's faster than him. He has power, and he's faster than him.
Joshua's a better boxer. You mean as far as boxing skills, not fighting?
Yeah.
Really?
He's better. He's got better boxing skills than Joe Joyce.
Show me what fight you feel that you've seen that at. You just going strictly off the Andy Ruiz fight? Second one?
With Anthony Joshua. Why do I think he's got better skills than Joe Joyce? Because
Joe Joyce definitely got a better jab than one of the best jabs in the heavyweight division. He
with Joe Joyce. Are we going off to just the Dubois fight? Or are we going off other fights? Because he seems to fight with Dubois to the extent that it was a case of like he used his reach, and it wasn't like a fancy jab. It was like bang, and Dubois felt it. You know what I mean? It was like bang. You know what I mean?
And Dubois is inexperienced, and Dubois was still up on the cards before he got stopped.
Yeah, of course he was up on the cards because he's been pushing Dubois more than Frank Warren's been pushing. Everybody know they've been pushing Dynamite Dubois. They're dressed and look like Mike Tyson more than they've been pushing Joe Joyce because Dubois, one, is much younger than Joe Joyce, who's 30-something, 32, 33, 34 years old. So it's logical to go with the younger person. We speak in logic and business here.
No, I didn't go with the younger person. When I predicted a Joe Joyce win. But what I'm saying is, but I didn't predict that Daniel Dubois was going to still be up on the cards. He was up on the cards.
He really.
So Daniel inexperienced Dubois. I've seen Joe Joyce that he's got one style of boxing. He's got a good jab. So is Anthony Joshua. But Joe Joyce is flat-footed. You can see him coming. He can't outbox Joshua. What's Joe Joyce's biggest combo move?
Okay, but hold on. You just said
signature move is.
Okay, you just said that. I mean, Daniel Dubois was up on the card. So you telling me the judges always get it right now? All of a sudden,
I was just going. I was scoring it, and I had him up in the cards as well. Not saying the judges always get it right.
Well, okay, you might be the only one because
Hey, Myron, let me interject real fast.
Yes, sir.
I had Dubois losing like damn near every single round. I didn't have Dubois winning any. Like he was getting destroyed that fight.
That big soft sucker quit.
Look, he fought for another day. Look, Philly's quit.
He had a fractured eye socket. You would have quit too.
Sugar Ray Leonard didn't quit.
Everybody's different, Myra. I mean, I'm not here to.
Excuses.
I'm not making excuses.
I've got echo.
Because I'm not a boxer. Somebody got a echo.
Yes.
I'm not making excuses for any fighter. I'm just saying because I'm not a fighter. So I don't put my life on the line and get in the ring. Only thing I'm saying is that everybody's not the same. For whatever reason, he couldn't go on. But at least he can live to fight. Well, that's on you. You know, it's
that's he took that knee. He took that knee faster than Colin Kaepernick.
So
Roberto Duran is very respected. He did a no mas, but he's still very respected. He came back and redeemed himself.
Let me just read out this. TJ in the build dizzing. Thank you, TJ, for the $5 quarter of a dub on your gizzle. Sending love to the Queen panel and chat family. Hit those likes and motherfucking subscribe. Go ahead, Lisa. Sorry. Yeah.
He came back and redeemed himself. It just, it happens. The great Mike Tyson at the end, it happens. I've seen it happen in boxing. I'm not going to charge it to the head. You know what I mean?
Who redeemed themselves?
I said that Roberto Duran redeemed himself after the no mas.
No, not really. Because the only way you can redeem yourself is beating a fighter who you did it against, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And
in
order to redeem himself, in my opinion, Daniel Dubois, you got to go ahead and face Joe Joyce again and see if he can get past that jab mania.
He won't.
I'm gonna say this. Based off of AJ's last 3 fights since he's lost all his weight, whether it be the Ruiz 2, the Povetkin, or the Usyk fight, I've been saying and I'll keep saying, the dude ain't got the same power without the weight behind his ass. And I don't even know if he can hit Joe Joyce hard enough to keep him off of him at this point. I really don't. I don't see the power that AJ used to have. I don't see it. It's gone. It's not there.
Well, then he might as well retire then, according to y'all, because he can't do anything.
Usyk beat him with no power.
You know why, Tony? Because he don't have...
Because he outboxed him. That's not my whole point.
Well, AJ also tried to reinvent himself from going from the, I believe, the technical brawler he used to be to now trying to be a boxer. So AJ has an identity crisis in the ring. And so to say he's not showing the same exact power, in my opinion, is because he don't have the same confidence in his style, in this new style where he tried to learn on the go. And I don't believe that can be an excuse anymore, because once you become a unified champion with 3 belts, 2 time, really those excuses is done. And he's 30 years old.
He's 32, but anyway.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Well, since y'all saying he ain't shit, you know what I say? Put Joe Joyce ass in there. That's what you do.
Yeah. Anthony Joshua will win.
It's a good.
Whoever's on the panel that says Joe Joyce is a better boxer than AJ, that's crazy.
I don't know if Anthony that's not guaranteed against Joe.
I just don't know if AJ. Here's what I do know.
Well, then he might as well retire, because he has, according to y'all and people in the chat, he has no chance. So might as well retire.
Why?
According to y'all, no, I think
there's other fighters that AJ can beat. I just don't think Joe Joyce is one of them. Like,
who's the other ones?
He might as well retire.
So I think AJ has a very good shot at beating Fury. I think a Dillian White fight and AJ is a 50-50 toss-up. I think AJ could beat Parker. He definitely would beat a Chisora. Daniel Dubois, he would beat who they're trying to put. He's already beat
Parker. He's already beat White.
I know, but
that wasn't a great Parker fight, though.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. That was like one of his 16
pro
fights.
What's up, big man?
He still took the belt.
He did, but what I'm saying is these are other still top fighters that he would have to fight if he continued his career, because they're still hanging out at the top.
Yeah, but you're naming people that he's already beat. You're naming people that he's already beat.
People fight each other over and over in the sport of boxing.
Put Joe Joyce ass in there. Y'all say Joe Joyce is this and that. Put his motherfucking ass in there.
I want him to be there because he'll probably knock out AJ. I'm telling you.
Hang on 1 second. Can't all talk. Go ahead, Kenny.
It shows. The thing is, we're talking about Joe Joyce, and we're banging the drum for that fight. Is Joe Joyce fit? Is he? Because I know he's had a few injuries.
Yeah,
is he fully fit? Fully
That's...
fit. Then if he's fully fit, then he is knocking on the door. And
okay.
I know is he number one? Is he number one?
Can he write?
Yeah.
Can he sign his name?
Look, the fit issue.
He signed his name. He fit.
Not our problem.
Put his ass in.
Dylan White wasn't fit for like 2 or 3 fights in a row.
No, but I'm talking about because I know Joe Joyce had an injury. Yeah, we're talking. I didn't know he's recovered from his injury.
He's still recovering.
Because I don't know if Joe Joyce recovered from his injury.
He's available in May.
What was his injury?
No, he had an injury.
He broke his wrist.
Yeah, he broke his wrist. So I don't know if that. Further down the line, if he was injury free, and Joe Joyce was knocking on the door for one of was it WBO? Who's it?
WBO.
Yeah. So if he's knocking on the door,
that's 8 to 10 weeks right there.
Common sense says that that fight is definitely an interesting fight. Obviously, we differ about how we're going to think because we're judging both Joshua and Joe Joyce
I thought Frank Warren
on one fight. We're judging Joshua about the loss of Usyk. We're judging Joe Joyce on the magnificent performance against Dubois.
Takam, aren't you?
I thought
the last fight was Takam.
What I'm saying is, I thought Frank Warren said Joe Joyce was ready to fight April, May.
He said May.
Oh, right.
Okay. No, he said April, May.
No, and then he said it's May. It's May.
Okay.
Well, there's still.
So Joshua was going to fight in May. He was going to fight in June, end of May, June. If you want to take the Joe Joyce fight, but will Frank Warren make the fight because it's different sides of the street? He's got to sit down with Eddie Hearn.
He would. It's Eddie Hearn. But again, Joshua. Isn't he? I know Eddie Hearn's his promoter, but Eddie Joshua's more independent than Eddie Hearn's other like fighters.
But he's a cash cow. Anyone would want to fight him.
If I'm not mistaken, Joe Joyce. If somebody correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't he have a more extensive amateur career than Anthony Joshua?
Yeah.
Very much so. I mean, he fought a lot of the best. So that last statement by Norm, whoever that you put up, I believe is completely incorrect. Joe Joyce is still too green for AJ. Put him in the ring and let's see.
That's what I'm saying.
Probably in the pro ranks. Maybe.
You got to remember. I think it could be, but you got to remember Joe Joyce is a silver medalist and AJ's a gold.
That don't mean shit to me.
Well,
a lot of people thought AJ lost the gold. Everybody thought AJ lost the gold.
Of course. Everybody believes AJ lost that fight.
So that don't mean nothing to me. So is Roy Jones.
And everyone believes that Joe Joyce was robbed. So really, he should have got the gold.
So I just think that's a 50-50 fight. I think anybody Joe Joyce fights, and I've said this before, he's going to give them problems. He is. He's not going to be he's not no guaranteed win for nobody by a long shot. And I'm a
Joe Joyce.
Joshua stopped Joe in the first round in the amateurs, did he?
How old is Joyce?
36.
He better hurry up.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
First round of amateurs. Show us that video.
I didn't think Joe Joyce has ever been stopped or dropped.
Yeah, show us that video. What the hell? People just put shit up there, just lying.
Showing Joe Joyce in boxing terms, he's a young 36. In terms,
because he hasn't got miles on the clock like that.
He hasn't got miles on the clock. He's had a very good amateur career, but in terms of the professional rankings, because the problem thing is that there's one thing in professional boxing that has been the best thing for professional boxing is sports science. If you pay the right people, behind the scenes, especially like the
strength and conditioning,
take care of your fitness and diet, you can go as long as you want.
Yeah. No, he's got miles on the clock. Well, he hasn't got much miles on the clock. That's fact.
When's the last time he fought?
Daniel Dubois.
Was it Takam?
No, it wasn't. It was Takam. Yeah.
Joyce just fought Takam.
Yeah,
last year.
Did he stop him?
Yes.
Yeah, like the 6th round. But Takam was winning all 5 rounds beforehand. He was up on everyone's card beforehand.
A lot of people
up on the card. But what did you watch the fight?
To his shots. I wanted to
stop. I watched the fight.
So Takam was just outpointing him, out beating him really a lot in those rounds, or were they like close rounds?
They weren't close rounds. It was go and watch the fight.
I'm gonna watch it.
Takam. I think Joyce got caught a lot, caught clean a lot.
He got caught loads. He got rocked.
Myra.
Yeah, what's up?
And the stoppage, we didn't even think the stoppage was fair. That Takam got stopped.
Every round was very close. The main thing that Takam
wasn't.
That's on was like overhands. He was dipping underneath.
His overhand rights. It wasn't every round was close. No, it wasn't. You could maybe give Joyce one round.
I didn't say give the rounds to Joyce. I said they were all close rounds.
Yeah. Well, I would. The judges had Takam up 4 rounds to 1, and I had Takam up 5 rounds.
But LadyChann, that's not the story of the fight. The story of the fight is Takam started good, and Joyce started piling on him. The later the fight was going, the more success Joyce was having.
Yeah, but everyone's
starting to get off on him every round.
Like Joyce. That was the first time that I saw Joyce being that he was mortal. That's my whole point.
I'm surprised it's going to happen if you fight like Joyce.
He got caught with the overhand right every single time and didn't adjust to it every single time.
Yeah, but it's a risk and reward. It's a risk and reward methods from Joyce. He prides himself on having a granite shin, and his tactics is wearing you down, walking you down. It's no surprise that he's going to get caught.
Saint Don, you're a Queensbury fanboy. Like everyone that fights on Queensbury, you think they was winning. So you're not even credible at this point. So yeah.
Why you feel that way?
Because I know who Saint Don is.
Oh, he's a Southampton fan.
He's a Tyson Fury fanboy, and anything that Tyson Fury is connected to, i.e., Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker's the best thing since sliced bread. Frank Warren's the best thing since sliced bread. He said he had Joyce winning all the rounds, all the rounds against Takam. Okay, just subjective.
Okay, well, he said he didn't see the fight.
I saw the fight. Listen, me and Chan, we were all watching the fight. We were all watching the fight.
Yeah.
Takam was winning, and what happened was he got hurt. Hold up. He got hurt at the towards the end of the round.
Yeah.
And then he came back, Joyce, and capitalized off of it in the next round, and then they stopped the fight.
And he looked like he was about to get dropped, and the ref just waved it off.
How old is Takam?
He's old, 40.
He's like close to 38.
Okay, so no, he's 40.
He turned 40 last year.
Yeah, he's 41 this year.
Oh Lord. Okay, so he's an older Chisora.
Basically. Takam gave AJ a lot of issues. Hold on. No.
Takam's a good fighter and durable.
Hold on. Takam gave AJ a lot of issues, and they called it a TKO victory, and AJ wasn't even landing shots on him.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that.
A premature stoppage.
Takam was up on his feet, and he was like, "Yo."
They stopped it.
Yeah, that was a premature stoppage too, but nobody.
Premature stoppage.
He was like a replacement for Pulev, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, because Pulev was doing this ducking shit.
He was
like,
injured.
Oh, I'm injured. Oh, I'm this. Oh, I'm that. Oh, I'm this. It took him fucking 3-4 years to get in the ring with AJ from your injury. Boy, bye. Yeah. So you need to watch the Takam and Joyce fight.
Look, I think we can agree here. AJ would beat the shit out of Wilder.
Yeah, but that's not the point. I was just
I'm not necessarily sure. I want to see him fight.
That's a risky fight for AJ.
Why do we keep bringing up Wilder? Wilder is getting high in the Andes.
Why is it a risky fight for AJ? How about it's a risky fight for Wilder? I'm so sick of y'all with this. No, I'm so sick of y'all. If it's not going to be both ways, then don't even say it. It's a risky fight for both.
Yeah.
I get sick of hearing that. What's the point of the man fighting then if he can't do anything? He might as well retire.
Salute. Facts.
But he's got bigger fish to fry further down the line.
Do we? That's
a fighter. Nobody's going to protect him.
What's bigger fish than Wilder if he hasn't fought him yet?
Yeah, but the thing is, he's still. All I'm saying is he's still got his rematch with Usyk. If Usyk doesn't how to say it, fight because of the situation in Eastern Europe, there's another possible avenue. Why not fight for the WBC version of the winner versus Fury versus White? Ooh. That's still an opportunity for AJ to get his world to be a 3-time world champion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the problem. If Usyk, AJ may not go that route. Like if Usyk doesn't fight again, then all those belts are going to be vacated.
Whoa. I see
so
this.
AJ may go for a vacated strap.
Could do. But the money for the biggest
money fights. You may as well go with fight Tyson Fury or the winner of Fury and White.
Well, that's the fight that
AJ and Wilder is a massive fight, whether they have a belt or not. That's going to be
exactly.
I'm going to be honest. I honestly think
that's a massive fight for the heavyweight division.
If Usyk is out of the picture and Dillian White beats Tyson Fury, like I believe he will, then I think White's first target is going to be Deontay Wilder. I think he's going to overlook AJ and go straight to Wilder.
Wilder's not even in the mix.
What's really that?
Like that? We're just saying that, but Deontay Wilder's not really in the mix.
Well, I understand, but what I'm saying is,
AJ is.
No, I got you. But what I believe White will do is, upon beating Fury, he's going to say everything in the world he can to get that Wilder fight that he chased for 3 years. I believe that would be his first target. That's all I'm saying.
No target. He didn't say he'd rather fight AJ because it's just going to be fight AJ and get that over and done with, and then whoever's if he takes the WBC belt off of Fury, AJ fights the winner, fights White, gets the WBC belt maybe off of White, and then he has to wait.
White could have had the Wilder fight if he wanted. All he had to do was fight freaking Ortiz.
That was for a second mandatory position, and White was already ranked number 1. So why would he do that?
They offered Ortiz a career high pay, and Ortiz turned it down.
Yeah,
twice.
I see difference. Well, I heard that story and I heard other stories, but I don't. Who knows what is 100% truth or not?
I just would have knocked him out anyway. So
yeah, he was getting knocked out anyway.
Who?
But what we do know that every offer that's been sent to him,
are you sure?
It's always been sweetened.
Yeah. Ortiz's management came out and said we dropped the ball on that.
I mean, the man wins an IBF eliminator when he beat Charles Martin. Then he turned.
They came out publicly and said it. They said it. My bad. We dropped the ball on that.
Yeah.
AJ offered him what? 7 million.
7 million.
7 million. Yep.
I'm talking about Dillian White.
What about him?
Deontay Wilder told Dillian White fight Ortiz, and then you will have your fight.
Yeah, Dillian.
Who the fuck's Deontay Wilder to tell Dillian White who he's supposed to fight?
Wait, LadyChann, but Dillian White and Eddie
Hearn. Who's Canelo to tell these two guys to fight?
Myron, listen, you can Google this.
Same thing.
Eddie Hearn and Dillian White offered Ortiz like $4 million, and Ortiz turned it down. And at that time, that would have been his highest pay. Ortiz, I don't get Ortiz. Ortiz has turned down all these people. He's turned down White. He's turned down AJ. He turned down. Who else did he turn down? There was
Two
other fighters he turned down.
He turned down Hergovic for the IBF.
He turned down Hergovic, and he turned down somebody else.
He been ducking.
He must be
taking
care of under the table.
Girl behind the mic. Hey, girl.
You know, Deontay Wilder, right? People say Deontay Wilder, offered, to fight Dillian Whyte, but there was conditions. But I've seen like an interview. Maybe he said it in jest.
He
not.
showed the text.
What did he say? They want to send me a peasant. They want to send me a peasant without the king on a contract. Why am I fighting a peasant when the king's not on a contract? So
he said kings don't chase peasants.
Yeah, king don't chase peasants. So
peasant chase kings. I want
maybe
Joshua.
He said it afterwards.
He said that to who?
Well, when Dillian Whyte's name was mentioned, he called Dillian Whyte. He said they sent me a peasant without the king on a contract. A king doesn't fight a peasant.
Kings don't chase peasants.
Chase peasants.
Yeah, I remember that.
We would have had that fight, in my opinion, if Eddie Hearn wouldn't have did a bone decision inside that first 15 million. We would have had that fight. Let's be honest.
And say that again. Say that again. So I need to hear you clearly.
We would have had that fight if Eddie Hearn didn't make a bone decision disrespectful to Deontay. We would have had that fight.
Who's you to say? No, hold up. Let me say something. Who are you to say that's disrespectful?
Let Lisa talk, Myron.
I didn't finish my thought though, so why were you?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Eddie Hearn then put that rematch clause in there, and that was the shit. And that's when I first came in, it started the
Myron. That's the thought. Basically, Eddie Hearn disrespected with the $15 million offer. Yeah.
No. It was no rematch clause in there it was a rematch clause for AJ, but not with Wilder. That's what
happens. The same thing with Dillian Whyte. Same thing with Khan and Brooke. Khan could do it happens. A-side rules. Get over it.
No, it's not about that. The thing is championship rules. Both of them were champions. Understand where I'm coming from. They both were champions. And Wilder was one longer than him. Even though AJ amassed...
And AJ had more belts.
That's what I'm saying. I said AJ amassed 3, but Wilder was still a champion in his own right with the...
AJ had more belts.
If you're going...
AJ did the road work.
AJ was going to be making more money. But it's still...
AJ had more belts.
We're talking about boxing. He deserved a rematch as a champion. And then that's where the...
You don't have to.
That's none of our business. Was part of the rematch.
You guys moan that there's rematches clauses in. So which one is it?
But that's why you didn't get the fight. That's why we're still talking to this day about it.
I'm not talking about it. You guys are. I could care less. It's over and done with for me.
Everyone. I just came back as this is nice and spicy up here. So I believe we have some Wilder fan up here. I believe AJ know what's gonna happen.
Every time the first offer was 12.5, and it went up to 15, then it went up to this, then it went up to that. He doesn't take the deal, so what happens is his pay scale. Can I say something? What happened, that DAZN deal was good. You know why? Even though he didn't take it, because when he went there, his actual pay scale actually rose from that. Because then he got to see what they was gonna offer him, and then I know.
Sorry, just bear me 1 second. I would like to have a go. Can I have a go, please? Can I have a go? Yes, my brother. May I please know your name just before I address you?
Boxing Logics United, Myron Magnus, and don't call me a Wilder fan. I'm talking about boxing.
Myron, he hasn't said nothing.
I asked your name, my brother. What's your name? What's your name, my brother?
I told you, Myron Magnus.
Myron. Okay, my name is Sawab. I think we must spoke last time as well. So you're a big Wilder fan, and you blame Anthony Joshua for the Wilder fight not happening. Make sense.
You hear people laughing at
me
because
he's not.
I'm laughing at him.
He's not.
No, well, I'm asking you. It's a question towards you. You said you're not a Wilder fan.
You didn't ask a question. You made a statement, sir. You say, I see you're a big Wilder fan. And
okay, then my question to you: are you a big Wilder fan?
He's not.
Okay. Do you blame Anthony Joshua? Do you blame? Yeah. Do you blame Anthony Joshua for the Wilder fight not happening?
Sir, before you came on, I just said I blame the first initial joint. That's where this all fell down. That was on Eddie Hearn by not giving the respect to Wilder, not putting a rematch clause. And then when Shelly Finkel
not giving them a respect, Wilder did
not.
Hold on, I would like to. Let me just say. I need to
interject. Stop regurgitating what you hearing on YouTube.
What do you mean? I was covering this. So,
brother, you might be covering. You just said Eddie Hearn was not giving him respect. Wilder did not make more than 1 million in his life, and he was offered 12. At that point, he was offered 12 million. He was offered 15 million. What are you on?
You're not listening. I didn't say nothing about the 15 million. What's the issue?
Oh.
You don't even listen. I said the rematch clause.
So you're telling me the rematch clause was the problem
as well?
No, so you're telling me rematch clause was the problem?
It was one for AJ, but it wasn't one for Wilder.
So what?
So what? Who cares?
No. Hold on. No, everyone. Let's me and him have a
same thing happened with Andy Ruiz.
Yeah,
everyone. I think I would like to have a go with
fight with no rematch clause and with only AJ being able to trigger it.
What? Everyone.
I did not know. Look,
can you give me 10 minutes or 5 minutes with this brother? That's it. I just want 10 minutes with this brother. Everything will come up.
Let me interject real fast. I just want to say this because I've been quiet for a while. I did not know that AJ had a rematch clause, but they refused to give Wilder a rematch clause if he lost.
Yeah,
for
they
the
kept
first
that
one.
low.
That's news to me now, and I will say this. Champions always get a rematch unless it's a mandatory. So that to me is a little absurd regardless of pay. Like
exactly.
Both champions.
Bro, that rematch clauses were never, from what I've seen, rematch clauses was never an issue. It was never an issue to any champion. If they lost back, even right recently,
one fight and
until
done.
Eddie Hearn. Look, Eddie Hearn, it's funny how Eddie Hearn and his team is called not match room, rematch room. It's called rematch room. Eddie Hearn, more like what I believe Eddie Hearn has introduced this rematch bullshit. It did not happen before. It did not happen with Floyd. It did not happen with any rematch. It didn't happen with De La Hoya. I haven't heard it from anyone before. What are you on?
No.
They made rematches afterwards, but there wasn't a clause.
Why do you think Roberto Duran went back in there with Sugar Ray Leonard? Because it wasn't a rematch clause.
Right, exactly.
Let me retarded, dude. I'm going to mute everyone. I'm going to mute everyone. It didn't. There was no rematch clause with Loma and Lopez either. Doesn't matter. And they was both champs.
Thank you.
Right, because that's Bob Arum doesn't believe in rematch. Doesn't mean that nobody in boxing does.
Yeah,
or no champion does.
Smoke, we're not here to spare you fanboy over Wilder because we're moving on to the next topic in a minute.
Hello?
No, Chan, you bear me a second.
Greetings already, I'm fanboy. I'm digging your hairs down. I was coming in to say peace and what's up. I didn't even know what the topic was.
Listen, my brother. I just came in. I would like to have a discussion with
I'm happy
Maron.
that you're still live. Is that I was able to catch your panel.
I just came back.
I just happened to jump into.
Brother, can you wait a second? Can you breathe? Can you breathe? I don't know why you're screaming. Can you breathe?
One at a time, please.
Finish saying hello to LadyChann. I'm just appreciative that you're still. Thank you. Can I talk to LadyChann without your?
Swab, let him just speak, please.
Can I talk to LadyChann?
Swab, let him speak.
Thank you. I don't need for you to moderate me, bro. I feel how I feel. Anyway, like I'm saying, I'm very happy that you're still live because I was on another panel and I was hoping that I could catch you before you went dark. I didn't even know what the topic was when I hit the StreamYard thing. But you're looking absolutely wonderful today. I love the look. So yeah, Myron, what's up? There's a couple of icons that I recognize, but I know Tony. I already know your voice already. But yeah, peace to the chat, peace to the channel. Hopefully I'll get caught up soon. But the great controversy of 2018 apparently won't die.
Yeah, I'm sick of it.
Myron, I'm gonna ask you a question. Please answer it nicely. So you're telling me the fight did not happen? The fight did not happen because of Anthony Joshua.
You cut him off. You know that, right?
Who, me?
Oh, that's Lisa too. What's up, Lisa?
No, I'm saying I thought you cut Smoke off. I'm sorry.
No, Smoke had finished.
My
he
bad.
wanted to address Myron like before Smoke came on the panel.
Okay, I would say for the third time, I believe it was Eddie Hearn. Okay, for the third time, I'm gonna say this. Okay,
yeah.
What's your name?
Sawab.
For the third time, Eddie Hearn. That deal fell through because Eddie Hearn, and let's say Anthony Joshua too, if you want to put that in there, because he should have knew what was in the contract, right? Did not give Wilder the same respect they would give themselves.
What's the same? What's the same respect?
A rematch.
So you're telling me a rematch was the problem?
The first.
Was the rematch the problem, or was the money
the problem?
Yes, Wilder
the problem or money the problem?
Everybody saw the video. Wilder on camera. He was over there. It looked like he was over there in the UK. Said, "Why didn't they put a rematch clause in for me, but they put one in for Joshua?" He signed the contract. Wilder signed. Am I right, Lisa?
No.
No, he said he lost. I remember him saying he lost.
And then they announced the back and fight.
Wilder signed the contract. Shelly Figure.
I thought he said he lost his pin.
He didn't sign no
he
contract.
Did not sign the contract.
No,
he didn't.
Myron.
They agreed to all the terms, and then the back and fight
signing
got
a contract and verbally agreeing to it, saying that I will accept.
So what did AJ? So what did Team Joshua say?
But so
what did he say?
What they're saying is correct. Is that there was a stickler over the rematch clauses and a bunch of other stuff. But then they came to terms after all of that stuff, and then they said that they were going to sign. But then the Povetkin fight got announced. That's actually what happened. There's a whole bunch of back and forth until the Povetkin's fight got called.
And
part of the back and forth was the rematch clause. Part of it was a $12.5 million deal. Part of it was $50 million. Part of when it was going to happen. All this other stuff. It was a huge thing that took up the entire summer of 2018. All the way into the fall of 2018.
Okay. Just to say, Myron, can I just add, Myron?
I think it was Umar who was interviewing Deontay Wilder. It was IFL TV. I used to sit in a video. Okay, the guy said, you signed the contract though. He's like, yeah, I did. And
no, they didn't.
My management and everything realized it wasn't.
No, they didn't.
Myron, I'll give you.
They wanted to get Eddie Hearn
for the sake of argument. CHANN, can I have a go? CHANN, I would like to have a go. Can you let me speak?
So we can move on to the next topic.
Exactly, I would love to, but you're fair enough. Just for the sake of argument, I will agree with you, Myron, that whatever happened, the rematch clause was a problem. What happened after that when he was offered 120 million for the 3 fights, one against Brazil, and then 2 fights to fight Anthony Joshua? What about that?
Okay, here's why that shit shut down. Because PBC is not going to give Wilder to the zone for 3 whole fucking fights, and it has.
So why are you arguing then about the first deal then? So there's no point of you arguing that the first deal. So there was nothing that they could have done to get the Myron moving the goalpost, and we're moving along.
I didn't move.
We're moving along to the next topic. We're moving along. You just contradicted yourself.
No, I didn't.
That's it. You don't make any sense. No Wilder fan makes any sense to me. Clear, and that's it.
Stop talking over me. Everyone, stop talking over me. I don't even have the energy because you're going to have to watch it on playback. You did.
No, I
didn't. So we're moving along. You did. We're moving along. You did. You're moving along. You can shake your head. It doesn't make it that you was that you did it. We can all do this, or we can all do that.
The funny thing is, all these Wilder fans say they're not Wilder fans. They're the biggest Wilder fans.
They say they're not Wilder fans, but they are. This is what I realize.
Yeah, but you guys are more Wilder fans than we are. You just have you guys are obsessed with him. Like she's actually saying move on, and you still talk about Wilder.
We was talking about where's Wilder. If we
Smoke, I know you're not talking about me because I barely talk about Wilder.
I know you're talking about me either, Smoke. I'm a big Wilder fan.
I was not talking about you. I was not talking about you. Hey, LadyChann, I was not talking about you either. I was talking about the person still talking about Wilder, even though we're talking about moving on to the next topic. Stop throwing shots at Wilder fans if you were more obsessed with Wilder than Wilder fans.
No one is obsessed with Wilder. He's a no one. He's finished. He's not a good fighter.
He's not going to fight again.
He's shit.
On Showtime.
Right. You talk about how you're not obsessed, and then you're letting all your obsession come out.
Listen,
let's move
Wilder
on.
has not fought anyone in the top 10. Wilder has not fought anyone in the top 10.
You still talk about Wilder.
Has not fought anyone in the top 10 besides Tyson Fury, and he got
that fight ain't on the top
3
10.
times.
You gotta let that
Stop
go.
talking about it. If a gun was put to your head, you'd still be like, Wilder's bitch before they pulled the trigger.
He's a bitch. For not fighting Anthony Joshua, he is a bitch. There you go. Thank you.
Not fighting Dylan White.
Everybody shut the fuck up. Very good.
All right, next topic. Myron, you're going to have to watch playback and you'll see that you contradicted yourself.
Listen,
no, I didn't.
Chan, I came in, I heard Wilder. I was like, ooh, okay, need to jump in, see why somebody's praising Wilder, and Joshua is getting smoked. So let me bring the facts. The matter of fact is, Wilder's a bitch. He ran away for the past 3-4 years. He fought nobody in the top 10 except Tyson Fury, and he got beat 3 times in a row. That's it. Wilder's not coming back. He's finished. He's done, and he's no news to boxing. He's gonna go hallucinate himself.
He's still on Wilder,
Well,
man.
we don't
Can
know
we move
that.
on to the next topic?
Yeah, we'll go to the next topic. This is the last topic, guys. So, Chocolatito.
Last topic, because you got smoked in the other topic.
No, you're just obsessed with making Wilder look bad. That's on you, bro. Talk to a professional.
Order. Right. Next topic. Okay. Right. So the next topic is, in closing, Chocolatito against Martinez. Thank you very much, Kenny. Kenny, did you see the fight? We'll start with Kenny. No one interject.
I saw the fight, and I must say, Martinez. You know where the sanctioning bodies, suspend fighters after they got knocked out for the amount of punches, clean punches he took in that fight. I would like him to just take a break, mate, because those punches were heavy.
Have to kick that.
You know what? I shake his hand to take those punches so clean, that powerful. I shake your hand, mate, because it was like he threw the odd punch, but the combinations and those left hooks and those right hands, oof, it was a masterclass. But Martinez, mate, Jesus Christ, risking raw tactics backfired on you, mate. Took so many punches.
Yep, crazy. And all right, so Chop definitely ATG, as we know, definitely all-time great. AJ.
Yo.
Choc Martinez.
Yep, saw it. Thought it was a complete domination from start to finish. First, before I say anything else, I just want to give credit to Martinez for his heart and determination for staying in the fight and trying as hard as he could. But he took a real bad beat, man. I hope he's all right. Hope that didn't take too much out of him. But man. I just I just think that Chocolatito is one of those rare talents that we rarely get to see. And just love watching the man fight. And he still has a lot left to give. Hopefully, he just stays in the sport a lot longer. Wish he fought Estrada. I hope he does that next. But man, the sky's the limit for him from this point on. I kind of wish that was actually a title fight. So.
Yeah, because I want to see the Estrada trilogy. I do want to see it. I do, because Choc got robbed last time, blatantly. Tony dropped out. So, Myron, Choc, Martinez, you saw it, right? You saw it, didn't you?
I think Julio Cesar Chavez showed a lot of gut.
Martinez, you mean?
But, what?
You said Chavez instead of Martinez.
He doesn't know any other names besides Wilder.
My fault. Thanks, Julio Cesar Martinez. Lil Young came to fight. He realized very early on that he was up against somebody with superior offensive ability, and it was a hell of a fight. He took those punches, and I'm not gonna give him any extra credit for taking those punches, because he's supposed to, because you're fighting on the world championship level, and that's what I'm used to seeing. So I think the kid showed a lot of freaking heart. I like him a lot, Julio Cesar Martinez. But Roman Gonzalez is a throwback fighter that's between generations, and he still fights with that the previous generation or era fighters before him will. I believe Roman Gonzalez is besides Rung Visai catching his pattern and realize what he does and end up catching him in that second fight, he only got 3 losses, and that's one to Estrada that many people thought, but he lost 2 to, of course, Sorung Visai. Sorung Visai got his number. The southpaw, he picked up on his pattern, especially in the second fight when he dropped Martinez. But only 2 people in 53 fights, that is amazing. And so he's an all-time great. He's the crazy thing about Roman Gonzalez, they've been trying to write Roman Gonzalez off since he turned 30.
Yeah.
They've been trying to write Roman Gonzalez off
since after Rumbersai.
Yes. All these fights and right. Exactly. Every fight after that, well, he because he was a champion at 20 or 21, he started his professional career at 18. So he's been in the game. He got more mileage than a lot of people, but he's a freaking monster. He's going to be an all-time great. He need to be on Rushmore before it's said and done. You know what I'm saying? In those weight classes, and man, he just fine wine. Seemed like he's getting better with age.
I know. He's going to be 36 this year.
Roman Gonzalez. I believe he's the best. He is, to be quite honest. Best. He is the true pound for pound #1.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it reminded me of Floyd Mayweather against Canelo. Masterclass.
In a way, yeah.
I think he's the true pound for, and that is a great correlation. Because Julio was the young kid coming in, and he was an old vet. And he schooled him like Mayweather schooled Canelo. Perfect correlation. Perfect. He is the true #1 pound for pound today, though he's not going to get it because he's in the lower weight classes and they don't get much attention. But he is really the true pound for pound #1. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard not. It's not you could save him. He's going in the Hall of Fame, first ballot. He's going to do everything. He's a bad boy.
Yeah.
Jan, you just mentioned the PBC and Floyd, and my brother just got a little hard on for that.
Don't say a whole bunch of
Go ahead, Lee.
You have to bring in every little conversation. You have to bring in the PVC. Anyways, it was amazing.
Boxing, man. It's boxing. We don't care about who you. It's boxing. We don't care about your platform or none of that. We just love boxing. The fight on the weekend, it was a really good fight. It was a really it was good to see Roman Gonzalez come back, from that Estrada loss, because a lot of people felt that he won, that fight. So it was so controversial, the decision for that fight. But he's a really good fighter. I like the high guard, the defense, and everything. I really enjoyed that fight, and I was like, little Martinez, because I was like, that's going to be a dangerous fight for Martinez. For Chocolatito, because I knew how dangerous Martinez was. But then I was like, Chocolatito just went in there and just executed a beautiful game plan. And showed him.
Ken's just got to go. Love you, Ken. Thank you very much.
Thanks, mate. Had a good time.
All right, Ken. Good to see you.
All right, take care, Kenny. All right, take care, Kenny.
Kenny, it was all love and respect.
Yes.
Ken get the last word.
Lee Wood against Michael Conlon.
And Conlon.
At Nottingham. Watch out for this. It's on
DAZN. We'll chop that up on probably the next week, won't we?
Yeah, and I've got something to say. I'm going to be 50 on Saturday.
Wow! Happy birthday, Kenny!
You won last week.
Happy birthday!
I'll say happy birthday to you on your actual day.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Okay.
They're like, welcome to the club. Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
And happy belated birthday, Smoke.
Yeah,
and happy belated Smoke. Kenny Ken, love ya.
Mine was 2/22.
Wow.
Last week. Yeah.
Ken,
You
I was
know,
about to say Ken look big as hell, like he pumping like a mug over there.
Yeah,
oh
Kenny
yeah, I'm saying that's a good looking 50 right there. That's how you do it.
Kenny pumps weights.
Yeah.
He pumps weights. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I can
Yeah, man.
But sorry, Lisa, go ahead.
Yeah, Chocolatito looked really good. You know, he went in there and executed that game plan, and he just put it on that young guy. Put it on him, you know. And Martinez, man, that dude is he got a chin. I must say that because there was a punch that he punched Martinez and he stood, and I was like, he can ready to knock him out. I was like, I can't believe he's still standing from that. He just stood it like that, just straight. Like I was like, oh.
I know.
And
he was up against them ropes.
Tough. He got a chin.
He's tough.
Tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know over the last 3 days, you know who Roman Gonzalez fights like, to be honest?
Who?
Marvin Hagler.
Really?
Come on, not this last fight, bro. Come on, man. He's like half guard and all this stuff. He was rolling and rumbling and slipping and
hey, Slim. Hagler slips and does all of that.
But Hagler got nobody's half guard or no guard. Like that's not Hagler.
Bro,
Hagler ain't trying to come on, especially not from the inside, not from the pocket. Like
I'm talking
listen,
about,
I love me some Hagler.
The relentless pressure, okay, and the great fight inside fighting, bro, and the way he throws his punches. Y'all may not see it. I'm not saying. I'm just saying this was my
mind you of it.
No, this is what
I'm looking at him, and I'm looking at him, and I'm looking at Hagler, and I'm looking at him. I was like, yo, I'm not saying he got a style from Hagler.
Yeah, but mind you of it.
There's a lot of similarities on how he fights. The pressure to keep going forward, the slipping on the inside. I mean, bro, he reminds me of a little Hagler. A little Nicaraguan ass Hagler. Real talk.
Yes, you could see some similarities. I get it. Yeah.
Hey, Chan.
That's his opinion. He could see some similarities. I get it. Go ahead, as well, Smoke. Did you comment on it?
So I guess I'm gonna be the turd in the punch bowl. It's skunk at the garden party.
Nothing new.
Yeah, like you know, I didn't expect anything different. I thought the fight was actually kind of boring. It's part of the reason why I don't actually even like watching the lower weight classes because 1,000 punches get thrown and they're all clean as hell and nobody even gets dropped. Like none of that is surprising to me. Like I don't think that that's a feature of a guy's chin. I think it's a feature of the lower weight classes. But all that being said, I totally agree with Chocolatito being a first ballot Hall of Famer. And he should get his rose. He should get his roses, and we should appreciate him for what he is right now. But what I saw was two different class of fighters coming together, right?
But Smoke, Roman Gonzalez done knocked out like 40 plus of his opponents. I'm not saying.
No, I mean I get it. I'm just saying that I am not surprised that two little guys threw a ton of fucking punches and nobody even got dropped. Like that's not a news flash for me. Like that's what I think I'm going to watch when I watch these lows. That's what I think I'm going to see. So right, like I remember the Khalid fight. Like I mean I get it. The Lopez, the John Lopez. Like this is no shade on Canelo. I'm just saying that the excitement factor for me in this fight, there was a lot of rinse wash repeat to me with no intrigue. Like I didn't think
I get what you mean. It was masterclass, but it became a bit mundane.
Right. It was just like the dude that had no adjustments, and Chocolatito didn't need to make any adjustments. And for the defense that Chocolatito has sort of implemented into his game plan and added to his game plan that we didn't see like 10 years ago before the Rungvisai fight. The thing that we see from him now, I think that there's better examples of that kind of defense. And he doesn't even utilize it correctly in moments. But he didn't need to utilize it against the guy that he was with. So it was just like, I mean, I'm watching it and I'm just thinking that like one guy's way better than the other one. But even to compare Chocolatito to himself, I think that he's actually lost a step. And I hope like it from this fight, even though I thought that like Chocolatito had a really good, really good argument to say that he won that fight, like obviously won it, like clearly, and maybe he got robbed. Like even if he has even if he can make that case, a reasonable case for that, from what I saw from this last fight, I think that I would favor Estrada to win the third fight because I just saw Chocolatito being a little bit, faded. Like that's what I'm saying. I think he's like 1 foot in retirement, and I'm not mad at that.
I can't agree, but it's your opinion, so I accept it. No.
Can I give my thoughts on it now, Chan?
Yeah, of course you can.
It was an amazing fight. Chocolatito, he might be old, but he still has it in him. And I think he's going to win the Estrada fight when it happens, the third one. And I think he won the last one against Estrada. But then again, I hope Chocolatito has some respect for my brother who he beat. I'm so bad with names. Who did he beat, man? Not Estrada. Who did he just beat? Chocolatito. Martinez. That's it. I'm very bad at them. Yeah, I hope. I think he's going to be much better than Floyd. Chocolatito is going to give the flowers to Martinez if he's out, and he's going to improve from this. He's not going to shade him the way he does, the way Floyd does to Canelo, and hopefully he gives him some flowers and some respect.
Yeah. Well, in my opinion, that was a great fight. I get what each and every one of you guys are saying. I can see points of what everyone's saying. For me, it was a masterclass, and it's something that, in my opinion, if you got a friend that says, show me like a technical boxer or what's boxing, you could show them the Canelo and Floyd fight. You could show them that fight. For me, I think it goes down as a strange, a nuance of a classic fight. I know that seems to be like an oxymoron, a nuance with classic, but I think it is. It was a great fight for the books, for the history books. It was great to see someone 35 years old that was been written off time after time after time after time, robbed time after. Do you understand? And then at the end of the day, pull off this masterclass. Like,
good.
Yeah.
Good assertion. I like that.
Yeah. So, shouts out to Chocolatito. Little Chocolate, we love you. And I want to see the fucking Estrada fight. And that's the only trilogy that I don't mind seeing. God.
Yeah, his fights. I feel like the Israel Gonzalez fight. I feel like is the pinnacle fight of his comeback, right?
Yeah.
Like the Estrada fight was good, but there's a lot of both guys are trading punches. I feel like there's a really good argument to be made that Roman Gonzalez won that fight. Like I'm not gonna be like mad at people saying or like argue with people saying that he got robbed. But he was getting hit. He was getting bombed out too. Like he was throwing bombs, but he was also getting bombed out. This particular fight, he wasn't even in there against a guy named Estrada. Like it is get the dude his laurels. He is like Chocolatito is as advertised. The thing about his legacy though was that it was at a time when HBO was shoving fighters down our throats. When they were saying like Triple G was the best thing since sliced bread and Gonzalez and all this stuff. So when he got beat by Rungvisai, it showed like the desperation in HBO's marketing. But what we've seen from Roman Gonzalez, that he is no Triple G, that he actually is as advertised.
Yeah.
100%.
No, he's not like Triple G.
Good
overrated
joint.
Triple G. Yeah, no, he's not overrated. He's underrated, in my opinion. That's the problem. Because even Eddie was like, the prediction of that fight, he was like, he thought, because Eddie has both of them, so he thought Martinez will could pull the win. But shouts out to Eddie, he said, but there's experience there, so I would probably think that maybe Roman could, school him. That's what Eddie said. We may see a schooling. So, and Eddie was right. We saw a schooling. So he knows his fighters. He knows what he's got. So, yeah. Guys, the show is done. I was capping it at 2 hours, and it's gone 2 hours 20 minutes. It's better to be like wanting more than giving too much. So I want you all guys back on the panel at some point this week. I will do one of my marathon ones. I promise I'll do a marathon one and let everybody get their shit off. But I just wanted to capture these points and then move it along. But I love you all.
Hey, Chan, can I ask a question before you go?
Yeah, of course you can.
Oh, no, I got a question for Smoke. Smoke, you there?
I'll keep it quick. Because I know Chan, she wants to get in while she's still looking good, right? So let's do this. I'm sure it'll probably last until I see you again. But
I'll try and make
you're
it
looking
last.
fabulous right now.
I'll try.
What's the question?
Oh, no, it's a simple one. You know that photo you have up on your display? Is that you?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. You look like
it's him.
You look like
and he's handsome like that.
51 years old, baby.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
And you don't look 50 at all.
Yeah, bro. You 50?
You look
51. I made 51 last week.
No, you ain't, bro. Get the hell out of here.
Oh, yes, I am.
Brother,
Don't ask
Go ahead, Smoke. Take the compliments.
Black don't crack. Black don't
No,
crack.
You handsome.
You do.
I only give you the time of day with your gobby self is because you're handsome. You're lucky you're handsome. If you're ugly,
only the Wilder fan crack. That's all.
I see the team too. I get
the king got cracked.
Yeah.
You're lucky I said that to you when I first saw your AV. I went, "Is that you?" And you went, "Yeah, that's me." And I went, "Oh, you're handsome." And he was like, and you blushed. He was like, "Oh, thank you." But I hadn't actually seen you in real till the other day, and I was like, "Oh, you do not look 51, Smoke. Well done."
Yeah, peace. Good dreams.
Yeah.
No, you don't, bro. You don't.
Yeah,
you're doing well. Sawab, thank you for joining us on the panel. No, you dropped out. Thank you, guys. Thank you for Smoke. Thank you for AJ. Thank you for Kenny Ken. Thank you for Tony's reviews. Thank you for Myron Boxing Logic United. Thank you to Sawab, AJ All Day. Who else was on?
Shelton was on.
Me.
Shelton Moore, King Moore was in the build. Dizzing. Want to thank Haplo, Dr. Evans, Lisa Bales was on the panel. Thank you very much, Queen. Hat, Outlaw Boxing, Slim Reaper, Kelvin, Terrence Bailey. Thank you for joining us. Who else was there? There's lots of people. Antonio Mosley, Saint Don, Slim. I said Slim Reaper. Guys, you guys were chopping it up. It's the same names. John McSmith, Tony Lyon, Sammy Ali, Norman Hutchinson, Hector Garcia, mi esposo in the building. Who else was there? We got Sammy Ali, Jester, Jimbo. We had Jimbo. Who else did we have? Damn.
Paul Evans,
Nathan Ford, Josh, Antonio Mosley. Are you related to Sugar Shane, Mr. Antonio? Akon was in the building. Yeah, so if I haven't said your name, no disrespect, because there's a lot of names here. But I want to thank you again.
Miss Ringside.
Miss Ringside, I'm gonna hit you, girl. Sorry, it's been a bit of a one where I've had to catch up on loads of sleep. As you see, I'll just be doing news reports from my bed. But I am gonna holler at you, girl. I'm gonna holler at you, Queen. Thank you for joining us as well. Should have jumped on the panel. Thomas Jones, TJ was in the build, Dizzing. Rolling with the punches as well. Thank you for coming through. TJ, thank you with the super chat. Massively appreciated as well. So, Lisa, yet again, thank you. Myron, yet again, thank you. Myron, tell them where they can find you.
Boxing Logics United. Thank you very much.
In the build, Dizzing.
That's right.
He lucky he handsome too. You annoying as fuck.
Thank you. I'm here still watching this Joyce.
And then hit us later after you and give us your opinion. Yeah.
It's finished right now. I just finished.
No, but you give it off air because we're gonna talk in the chat. Yeah, and let us know when we can chop it up there. Fish, thank you for joining me as well. So, what do we do? In the normal fashion. Anyway, I'm gone. Hey girl, it's LadyChann, rep nonetheless. Come box with Chan. Gyan! LadyChann has left the build dizzing. Gyan! LadyChann!
Fight!